Welcome to ThreadTalk Podcast. This is episode 85. I'm one of your hosts, Denver.
And I'm Teresa. We haven't done that in a long time.
And today will be our final episode.
In the studio.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll care. If you guys are listening on Spotify, you're like, what do I care about your studio?
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, it might look little ghetto. I have to hold my mic today because we have some stuff already packed up to the right of me. So I didn't have a stand for my mic. So
if you guys are coming from previous episodes, you know we're moving. If you guys are new, welcome to Thread Talk Podcast. I've got 7 stories. Teresa's got 7 stories. We're going to be blind reacting to them. And for the people who just had this on autoplay and they don't know what the title is because they didn't click on it, what's the theme?
Hot Mess Express. Chew fucking chew.
I don't want to get the choo-choo part, but we're a hot fucking mess right now. Our apartment's a hot fucking mess right now.
Oh my God, guys.
Everything's a hot mess right now.
Ooh, we had someone, okay, sorry, not to get into anything right now. It'll take 30 seconds, I swear. We had someone come over yesterday. You weren't here.
Oh yeah, for the apartment viewing.
To see the apartment, and it looks like a tornado literally came through here, and I was so embarrassed. I just sat in the corner. I was just like, "Hi, I'm so sorry, it's dirty. I'm working. Okay, bye." Like I didn't even want to face them because I was so embarrassed.
They didn't say anything.
And they come in and they see the Thread Talk sign. So if I walked into an apartment and I saw that they had a podcast, I would naturally want to Google it.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be associated with this. You know what I mean? But it is what it is right now. So
that's funny because all the times that I was here and they came in, they're like, "Oh, you have a podcast?"
Yeah, they didn't mention it, but
I had a couple people who followed us and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you visit our apartment in Toronto, welcome to the show. You want to go first? I'll go first. Let's get through our stories, and if anybody gives a shit, there'll be some life updates at the end.
Right. All right.
When I say life updates, I mean we'll update you on how the RV is going, how the move is going.
We also have to update on our cruise because we never finished that.
Oh my God.
We have a lot.
Right? We cut it off at the end of the wedding. Sorry, we're not even going to talk about the move. We'll leave that for the next episode. We're going to talk about our cruise at the end of this episode.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to start with a popular one. This one actually came up on my For You page on TikTok, and I had to look into it. If you've already heard this, I'm sorry, but I just couldn't not share it on the podcast because of how much it's blown up. I just feel like it's our duty to share the popular ones.
Okay.
All right, so the title is Wedding Date Changed Last Minute to a Weekday in Another State. And it's basically just email exchanges between the bride and OP, mostly the bride. So the email title says, Important Date Change. Hi everyone. We want to make you aware of a critically important update. The ceremony date is now June 27th and the location has changed. Please note this down carefully. That was yesterday when we're filming.
Oh, damn.
Okay. We have decided we want to have a church ceremony in addition to our planned beach ceremony and reception. The officiant of our choice does not do weddings at locations outside of his church. Having a church ceremony is very important to us morally and ethically. We are canceling the beach ceremony to spare redundancies. There will still be a reception on the beach. This ceremony will now be Friday, June 27th at 2 o'clock at blank, Oregon. The reception will be the following day at blank in Port Angeles, Washington. Okay, I don't know geography. Is Oregon in Washington?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know, for some reason I was like, is that a different state? Sorry, we're Canadian before we get any hate. If you cannot make the 27th, we understand, but please be aware that we will only...
No, Oregon is its own state. It's the state below Washington.
Oh, see, I thought so.
Well, quick Google search.
I guess. Okay. Well, sorry. I don't know how far that is.
It's hard to know because we don't get the location in Oregon. We just get Oregon.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard to know what the...
Yeah, the thing is, it's the next day. So okay, whatever. I'll just keep going. If you cannot make the 27th, we understand, but please be aware that will be the only opportunity to participate in professional photos.
Okay, so I will say that the place that they say Port Angela is in Washington is at the very peak of Washington.
Okay.
It's almost Canada. So even if the Oregon location was at the
Oh.
border of Oregon, you would be driving like as far as possible to
It's at
get
the peak
to
on the other side.
at the very north part of
Holy
Washington. Like you're almost
hell.
in BC if you cross the water. So no matter where you are in Oregon, like that's gonna be a far drive.
That's crazy. All right. Bridesmaids, we kindly ask you wear this yellow dress, and there's a link, for the 27th. Still reserve the gray dress you already purchased to wear on the 28th. After viewing the interior of the church, gray just would not work. Thanks. Groomsmen, yellow ties will be provided for you on the day of the ceremony. If you have any concerns, go ahead and reach out to our super girly wedding planner, blank at blank. Thanks. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Heart.
Oh my God. How can you do that? How can you be like, hey, just so you know, we're going to have the ceremony on this day. And then the reception's the next day at a minimum a 4.5 hour drive away. Most likely a 5 to 6 hour drive away. Maybe 7, depending on where that first location was in Oregon. And then just be like, oh, also, the dresses you had aren't good enough. So we need a different color. I wish we could see when the email was sent.
I know. Yeah. The timestamps.
Yeah, I wish we could see how much time
It's-
she's giving them.
it's
Is it
blacked
3
out.
days? Is
Yeah.
it 2 weeks? Is it 2 months? Like, how much time do we have there? Either way, you're off your rocker. But I do love how at the beginning she says, we have decided we want to have a church ceremony in addition to our planned ceremony and reception. So I was like, wait, there's going to be
ceremonies.
two ceremonies? And then she says, we are canceling the peach ceremony. I'm like, girl, your email's contradicting itself.
Yeah, it is.
This wedding planner is probably like, holy fucking hell.
All right, let's get into it. I fear it gets worse. All right, so this is the reply from OP. Hi, blank. Starts with an H. I imagine her name is Heather. I'm going to name her Heather. Am I understand?
It's half of an H. Is there anything that looks like an H but maybe isn't an H?
No, I don't think so.
Right? I think H is. That's all it is.
Am I understanding the above message correctly to mean your wedding ceremony is now on a weekday during the day? If so, I have to admit I am pretty surprised and disappointed. My family booked tickets months in advance to travel to Washington, and the church appears to be several hours away, necessitating another hotel stay. Between that and the unexpected day off work, we can't afford this extra day. I was not participating for the party aspect so much as the special memory of seeing you and blank get married and be a part of that milestone. If I am misunderstanding something or if there is another ceremony that will be happening on the 28th, I apologize for the confusion, but please let me know ASAP.
I love how at the last minute they found out their officiant won't travel to Washington to marry them and will only marry them in their church. Like, how long did you plan this for before the officiant's like, whoa. Nobody said anything about going to a beach.
I mean, we also made a big mistake. I made a big mistake about
What was that?
not booking an officiant for our wedding.
It wasn't a mistake.
I mean, it was
you
a
did that
last
on
minute.
It wasn't last minute. You did that on purpose. What do you mean? I'm confused. What do you mean?
No, sorry, for our real marriage
Oh, shit. Yeah.
in Toronto.
Okay. So I can see how this happened.
Okay, sorry, I missed this when I was originally reading it. This actually isn't from OP. This is from a bridesmaid coming from halfway across the country that's also a relative of the groom.
Is that not OP?
No, I think this was just a reply. Because in the next email it says, let's be respectful and take this offline, please. Ladies, friendly reminder, contact blank directly with any concerns so as to not spam everyone's inbox. Okay, thanks. So that was like a hit reply all.
Oh, reply all.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, warranted.
Warranted, 100%. Everybody's thinking it.
Everybody's thinking it. Everybody's just give us some clarification on this.
Yeah. I'm sure people are just afraid.
Yeah.
All right. So there's another email. The subject line says, quick updates and reminders. Hi, everyone. We are so excited to have you as a member of our wedding party. Thank you to those of you who actually care and stuck with us. A few quick notes, to-dos, and FYIs. General, we will no longer be using a wedding planner.
Yeah, wedding planner's like, yo, I'm out. You're
She's probably getting
bridezilla.
so much hate.
I'm done. I'm not planning this shit. Good luck. You're on your own. Bye-bye.
Because her inbox probably got bombarded.
Right?
Because she was like, contact this
contact our
person
wedding
if you have
planner.
any concerns.
And every single person probably has a concern over rearranging a wedding like this.
Groom and I are just too quirky to fit into a box.
Okay, sure.
We're doing things our own way. Please do not contact Megan with any more questions. She is no longer involved with the planning of the wedding.
Poor Megan.
Please come early on the 28th because we have been unable to secure enough chairs. We won't really need them. We'll be dancing all night.
I'm sorry? Come early if you want a chair. If you don't come early.
First come, first serve.
What do you mean a chair? We're going to be dancing on it. What about eating? What about taking a break from dancing? Huh?
If you're in the wedding party, you are not expected to send a gift. Your presence at our special day is gift enough.
Everybody is going to be like, yo, my attendance is your fucking gift.
Also, it is a destination wedding, so I just feel like the proper thing to do is not expect a gift from anyone because you're making them pay for their travel expenses.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Everyone does their own thing. As previously stated, we are unable to accommodate any dietary needs or requests. Please bring your own food if you require them.
Holy, I gotta say, hey, they probably won't get angry if someone brings pizza or bring protein shake.
Protein shake?
They'll probably be down with it.
If you know, you know.
This is the first one that's like, hey, fuck you if you're vegan or something.
After careful consideration, we have decided that with the exception of our boys, this wedding will be child-free. That does also include the reception. Please plan accordingly.
At the last minute?
That's actually true. I was going to say that's fair.
Why?
Because child-free, I don't know, but you're right. At last minute, that's...
Yeah.
I don't know when this was, though. I would love to know, how far in advance this was sent.
If it's from the get-go...
This post was from 23 days ago, so...
Yeah, but I just mean if from the beginning you're like, hey, no kids. But if you're like, everybody's booked their flights and hotels for their kids. People have already booked their flights. And now at the last minute, you're like, hey, no kids? Please.
That is true. We'll have special goodie bags for all members of the wedding party available for pickup at the venue. Spoiler alert, it includes a plant. So if you're traveling internationally, please plan accordingly.
Yeah, I'll plan to throw it in the freaking garbage. What the hell?
Bridesmaids. If you are over 5'5", please get these flats instead of the initially requested heels.
I'm already icked out with the general message of telling everybody how's it go. How about the people who are over 5'5", the ones that are your tall friends,
and already bought the heels that you planned on having them wear? Because she said initially requested heels. They probably already bought them.
True. You're just terrible. I was going to say, if you have a friend who's over 5'5", do you think you can message them and be like, hey, since you're so tall, how about these flats instead of getting the heels? Rather
than being such a bitch.
And just putting it in the, I need to go through this email to see
shame.
What affects me.
There's no shame anywhere. No ounce of shame. Makeup will be $300 per person per day. You don't have to get it if you don't want to on the 28th, but we kindly insist all bridesmaids get it on the 27th if they want to be in any photos.
What the fuck is happening? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
For reception day, we'll be getting ready starting at 6:45 at our Airbnb. For ceremony day, we'll be getting ready at the venue, time to be decided.
I'm confused. Why are you getting ready for reception at 6:45? If you don't have a ceremony... Why are we getting ready at 6:45 to go party?
A reception day. Oh, maybe that's a typo because that should be ceremony day. The ceremony.
No, because she says ceremony day.
Oh.
Getting ready at the venue. Time to be decided.
No, but I think she swapped it because the ceremony day.
No, I think she's accurate. We don't know. It's okay.
I don't know. If you are not there on the 28th by 7 a.m., you will not be let in to ensure things run on a timely schedule. Nobody wants a repeat of the batch. Calling them out.
Oh my God. Hey, if you travel all this way to come to the beach, don't be late. Don't hit traffic that next morning. Don't snooze your alarm.
Groomsmen. Per tradition, the groom cannot see the bride prior to the ceremony, so unfortunately, there is nowhere for you all to get ready on the 28th. Since you basically just need ties, this is no biggie. Some people were getting together at blank pub beforehand. Feel free to coordinate amongst yourselves.
Oh my God. I don't know about you. If you're a woman, you wouldn't know, but it's not the easiest thing to get into a suit. And I don't care to get into a suit in a grimy pub bathroom.
Right?
No, thank you.
That doesn't sound nice at all.
Like, you need some space.
All
Bro,
right.
her husband, man. What's happening here?
All right, another reply to that email. Sorry, another update to that email. Hi, a few quick updates and gentle reminders. After careful consideration, we have decided there will be no speeches.
Yeah, they don't want fucking people talking shit about the experience.
Only confirmed Catholic bridesmaids and groomsmen are permitted to stand with us during the ceremony. Not our rules, the church's. Sorry.
What's the point of them being bridesmaids if they're not going to stand with you?
That is literally the whole point. Some of you have not paid the $25 per plate per person deposit for food, which sets a poor example to the other guests, as y'all are the wedding party.
Yeah, because they're probably like, I ain't fucking going.
We're kindly insisting each member of the wedding party chip in $650 for expenses. I am sorry I have to ask at this point, but it is customary for the wedding party to just offer.
With a freaking, I don't know, emoji. Oh my God. But like, I love how she says that to everybody, not just
I feel like this
people
is
in the
now
wedding party.
Just to the bridesmaid. This is just to the wedding party. I think this update is. I don't know.
No idea.
Because she's saying like you're setting a poor example for the other guests.
Or maybe she's calling them
Or maybe,
from everybody.
yeah, I don't know. If you don't drink, we gently suggest you seriously consider whether or not you really want to come to the reception. This is meant to be a once-in-a-lifetime celebration, and it only takes one wet blanket to snuff out everyone's fire. This is a personal choice for you to make.
I'm shook it.
It just keeps getting worse.
I got nothing to say. Like, hey, if you're not gonna get shit-faced, blacked out, wasted, what are you doing coming to our reception? This is just a heavy alcoholic drinking party. Like, we don't care for you sober people dancing. Fuck you.
We will offer translation services for those who need them. Please direct your guests who require such services to sit in the back on the left at both functions.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. There will be 30 minutes of open bar before the other guests arrive as a thank you to our #1 ever wedding party. Love you all. So I do think that this is just for the wedding party.
I think it is just for the wedding party. Yeah. You get 30 minutes to get all of your shots in. So what's it going to do? It's going to encourage people to do like 8 shots at once.
Literally. And then
in 20 minutes,
blackout.
boom, they're going to be blackout because they didn't get to like consume it over time. They had to like get their free liquor in, and next thing you know, they went too hard.
All right, another email update. Hey, ladies and himbos. What is that?
I'm guessing gentlemen. A dumb way of saying men. Himbos. Oh my God.
Oh, because him. Okay. Anyways.
And like bimbo? Is it bimbo and him mixed together?
I guess so. Would anyone be interested in helping us get a wedding cake? You'll be shouted out specifically during the ceremony if so. It has to be dairy-free. Thanks. Love you all so much.
I can't. And you know when they say help us out getting a wedding cake, they want you to arrange it and pay for it.
Yes, that's what they're asking. Important. Read this. If you are no longer participating in our wedding, pulling out just days before the ceremony, we totally understand. But please be advised, we won't forget who stood with us or not.
This is very exhausting. I'm out.
That's all.
Oh my God.
I checked last night if there were any updates. Let's see. Maybe this morning. No updates. Damn.
That's that whole thing, that whole email thing. That's a hot mess.
Yep.
That's riding the hot mess express right there.
Are you still on it? Can you read the top comment?
Top comment says, "Ha!" She says, "As previously stated, we are unable to accommodate any dietary needs or requests." Then turns around and requests a dairy-free cake. What a joke!
Literally. The next comment. Wow, there's some doozies in here. Just one of these is bad. All of them? Please be fake. Quote, we're canceling the beach ceremony but keeping the beach reception, and we don't have a lot of chairs, but that's okay. Everyone will be dancing all night. Yeah, cool, sweet. Let's place bets on how many twisted ankles we get. We're too quirky to fit into a box. Barf. Our goodie bags include a plant. Question mark, question mark. Makeup is $300 per day. Only Catholic bridal party members are allowed to stand up in the church. Sorry. Okay, that one's just repeating everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is I can't imagine. But I maybe it's because I was sick, but I could not dance all night at my wedding.
We were pooped.
Like I was like, I'm sitting.
Literally.
If there was no chairs there, I would have been so upset, so angry.
Literally.
Thank God for the chairs. The chairs were like my favorite part of the dancing part.
Yeah. Denver, you and I have talked a lot about microdosing recently, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been quite a bit, actually.
But did you know not all microdosing drugs are created equally?
I didn't. I thought they were.
Psilocybin, for example, maybe you've heard of it?
Yes.
When taken thoughtfully at subhallucinogenic levels, it can sharpen your focus, hone your mental clarity, unleash your creativity, expand your mind, open your heart, and ease your anxiety, all of which I think are a plus.
Yeah, and I've noticed that huge over the last year of me using Schedule 35 for their microdosing regimen.
One thing I like about Schedule 35 is that they take a science-backed approach to microdosing shrooms.
And they precisely measure out every dose. And an important thing, they verify the age of every customer.
They also ship discreetly, and they give you a microdosing regimen that allows you to enjoy the benefits of psilocybin without the hallucinogenic effects.
Yes, they do. So make sure you guys visit schedule35.co for 15% off your order while using the code ThreadTalk.
Schedule 35's goal is to destigmatize and re-educate on the science and real-world benefits of psilocybin, as well as making it accessible to everyone. So get 15% off all orders at schedule35.co with code ThreadTalk.
We appreciate you guys supporting the show and checking out our sponsors at schedule35.co. Now, back to the stories that you love.
All right.
Over to me.
Yep.
I'm going to keep a traditional one. Am I the asshole for telling my mom it wasn't cute or funny to dress me as a hot dog instead of a princess? So there's this new Target commercial going around where a little girl dresses as a hot dog. And it came on while my family was watching a scary movie. I, 20 female, am home from college for the weekend and brought my boyfriend. And my mother, 57 female, decided that it would be hilarious to mention that she made me a hot dog costume as a kid. Except the way she told the story, it wasn't my request. She said that all the girls wanted to be Disney princesses, but I had asked to be a hot dog, and so she'd gone out of her way to make me that costume. This is not what happened, and I said as much. What actually happened is that I wanted to be Snow White, and had told everyone, including the teachers, that I was going to be Snow White. I was obsessed with that movie as a kid, to the point where I would actually get invested in doing chores because I was cleaning up just like Snow White. My dad and I would watch that movie all the time, and I was very excited to be Snow White for Halloween, especially because my ballet studio was doing a special princess dance for Halloween, and we'd all signed up for special princess slots. I'd shown up early with my dad the week before so I could get to be Snow White. My mother decided that she wanted to be quirky and that Snow White was a bad role model after I got in trouble for trying to cook dinner for my family. I was about 8 and I tried to make hot dogs, like how she made food for the dwarves in the movie, and I made a mess. My mom surprised me on the day with this crappy hot dog suit and told me if I didn't wear it, she'd never let me watch Snow White again.
What?
She took a million pictures. The other girls teased me for months, and it was one of the most humiliating moments of my childhood. I told the real story and mentioned that I got through the day by pretending that she was the evil queen, making me dress in rags. But the rags happened to be a garbage meat costume. She got really quiet after that, and after we left, my brother says she was crying and looking at the pictures from that Halloween. I didn't want to make my mom cry, but it's a shitty memory for me, and it felt like she was trying to humiliate me all over again in front of my boyfriend.
Damn. Yeah.
Am I the asshole?
No, this is definitely some like deep-rooted trauma from this event. So like, yeah, it came out probably a little harsh, but like I can't really blame her for that. This was you have to be really self-centered to like be the mom and not see it that way.
Right?
Like, it's very clear the way OP is describing it that she wanted to be Snow White.
Bro.
And you wanted to embarrass her for what?
She took her dad to the dance recital place to put her name down as Snow White. She's filled out a form saying, yo, I'm Snow White for Halloween. And mom's like, nah, you're a hot dog. Here's a wiener costume for you.
Dude,
then,
she has to be delusional, though, if she like actually remembered it this way. Like, I'm trying to understand. Like,
the mom has to be delusional.
Yeah, there's no other rhyme or reason.
Or OP is.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Sounds like
I feel like something like this sticks with you as a kid.
Yeah, that's
like,
one of your like core memories. That
you remember the details.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. It's like sucks that the mom was crying, but also like take accountability.
You caused it. You created some childhood trauma.
Like all these years later, maybe you should just own it and apologize.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, I did do that. I don't know. At the time, I thought it was funny. I am so sorry.
Exactly. Not play the victim here. Like, you are not the victim.
Nope.
Ugh.
Fucked up my childhood. Top comment. My mom made me dress as a clown, and I am scared of clowns.
Oh, my God.
She also didn't explain how the costume came off, and I publicly peed myself. OP replies and says, okay, yours is worst.
Damn, that is worse.
Someone else.
That's so cruel. It's like every time you go to the mirror, you go to the bathroom and you look at yourself and you're terrified.
No, she says she didn't explain how the costume came off and she publicly peed herself. She had to go to the washroom during the middle of the trick-or-treating and couldn't get the costume off.
No, I know, but
okay.
Still, she says she's terrified of clowns.
Yeah.
And she's a fucking clown, so she's probably terrified of looking at herself in the mirror.
What if, like, the kid is just sitting there and the mom's like, okay, close your eyes. I'm going to dress you. Kid keeps their eyes closed, dress him, put him in front of the mirror. Okay, open your eyes. Ah!
I'm spooked.
Yeah. Another comment says, oh, yes. My third foster mother was a single child psychologist, and her plan to get me over my fear of clowns was immersion therapy and clown camp, where kids spend a week dressing like a clown, painting faces, and putting on awful shows. It was also sleepaway camp in some kind of museum. We slept in sleeping bags on the floor. Clowns are not something I happen upon all the time. I don't quite think immersion therapy was needed. It was awful. I didn't sleep the entire time and I hate them more than ever. But I learned how to walk on stilts.
What? Immersion therapy for clowns is crazy.
Oh, man.
Wait. I can't believe that.
Right?
That is crazy. Oh my God. Wow. Guys, I'm ready for Halloween.
Oh my God, stop it. You're ready for Halloween, you're ready for fall, you're ready for winter, you're ready for Christmas. Just be ready for summer. Summer just started.
Yeah, and I hate it here. I hate it here. So
it's been really hot the last week. That was a crazy heat wave we just went through. I got burnt. Our whole vacation didn't get burnt.
Yeah, you did.
Not
No,
really.
you didn't. No, you
I wore sunscreen.
You're right, I'm sorry.
One day back in Ontario, working on the RV, putting the solar panels on the roof.
That's because
burnt, and I wore a tank top, so I got a tank top burn.
Sunscreen.
Yeah, I didn't put sunscreen on because I didn't realize it'd be like, yeah. Like, you know why? You know why I didn't wear sunscreen?
I don't want to hear it.
It's because I went without you.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not your fucking mom.
No, you're my wife, and you helped me with my sunscreen.
You sound like a child.
No,
you're gonna get hate. I feel it.
I help you with things. What?
I'm not here expecting it from you. You're here, Mommy, put sunscreen on me.
Calculating. I will find a reference, come back to you.
That was so millennial of you. You just aged yourself so bad.
We're moving on.
People are gonna say we hate each other.
People are gonna come after you because you were mean to me.
People are going to say we hate each other.
People do say we hate each other.
I know. And people are going to say,
Read those comments.
does anyone feel like they hate each other?
Does anybody else not understand why they're married?
Is anyone else taking bets on how long they're going to be married for? That was the rudest fucking comment we've ever got. That pissed me off so much.
Yeah, that one was.
I need to stop reading. Anyways.
I mean, we like to read the comments because we like to engage with the people who are nice with us and they have questions. We like to reply to them and
Most
stuff.
people really love our relationship.
So then we got to filter through the 5% of the haters.
It's the people that don't understand our relationship that just like piss me off.
It's people that come in for one episode and they think they know us.
Yeah.
Go back to episode 1 and then if you have a hate comment, that's fine. You can hate on us all you want, but make sure you listen to every single episode and your hate comment better start with, hey, I just binged episode 1 to 85 and here's my hate comment. That's what I want.
All right. Moving on.
Back to you.
Am I the asshole for telling a woman at the gym that she's embarrassing herself? I go to the gym a lot. About 6-ish months ago, I noticed a woman I'll call Andrea. That's not her name, but it will be for the rest of this post. I don't know if Andrea started going to the gym 6 months ago or if that's when I just noticed her. Full disclosure, I spoke to her first, but I had no way of knowing what the result would be. A lot of the machines at the gym have little entertainment systems attached to them that can access local channels. I got on the treadmill and realized that the TV on the treadmill wasn't working. Andrea was walking past and I said, "Hey, do you know if there's an issue with the cable? This TV isn't working, but I don't know if it's just this one or all of them." She said the same thing happened to her on a different machine. I thanked her. That was a whole interaction. A week later, she asked me for some electrolyte powder for her water. I said I didn't have any. She was cool with that and asked me how long I'd been coming to the gym and what I did for work. I answered and returned her question. She said that she was new to the area and worked in private security. We had a few more chill conversations after that. 6 weeks ago, she asked me out. For reasons I won't get into here, I wasn't interested. I declined. She said not to worry about things being awkward at the gym if we don't work out. I said that wasn't the issue, just not looking to date right now. She kept talking to me, and at first I kept talking to her, but I started to think something might be wrong and started avoiding her. 2 weeks ago, she walked up to me while I was on a machine with only one way to properly dismount that involved stepping into where she was standing. She asked if I was avoiding her. I said I was and apologized. I said I just don't want to date right now. She said I don't have to avoid her to not date her. I said okay. I kept avoiding her though. Tonight, while I was working out, she confronted me again about avoiding her. I had a bad day and told her to leave me alone. She asked why I was being such a prick, and I said because I wanted her to leave me alone. I then said she was embarrassing herself and needs to stop. She put her foot on top of the weights, and I thought she was going to press down on them. So I let go of the bar very quickly, causing the weights to slam and make a loud noise. Several people looked over. She said, "Now who's embarrassing himself?" and walked away. Did I go too far by saying that? Do I owe her an apology?
I don't know. Maybe, like, I don't think so. What?
No. She was harassing him.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to
Okay.
say you're embarrassing yourself? No, but like, how many times can you say the same thing and not get a different answer? So they say it. I am confused at the beginning though, where it's like a lot of the machines at this gym have a little entertainment system attached to them and can access local
It was
channels.
just some background.
I got on a treadmill where his TV of the treadmill wasn't working. Andrew was walking by and I said, "Hey, do you know if there is an issue with the cable? This TV isn't working, but I don't know if it's one of them or all of them." Does she work there?
He probably saw her on another machine, and that's why he was asking. Is it all of them?
Oh, I get it. Cable as in like cable TV, not the cable that's plugged into his treadmill.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I totally missed that part too.
I'm so not used to like regular TV. Like being like, "Hey, was the Netflix down on all the machines?" kind of, you know, if they're connected.
Yeah,
I think that's more what he meant. He's just like, "Was your treadmill TV working?"
Right.
Side note, one time I usually go do 5 minutes warm up at the gym on the treadmill. Mm-hmm. Formula 1 was on because it was a Sunday. I watched that whole race.
At what gym?
It was the LA Fitness in Barrie in 2019.
Oh, I was
and it was
not our gym.
Austria match where Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc were battling for the lead, and I was on the terminal for 45 minutes because of like the cable TV, because I never watched Formula One,
Right.
because I don't have like the TV planned for it, but it was on the treadmill and I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I did cardio for 45 minutes straight.
Nice.
No weights that day.
That's okay.
But I mean, yeah, how many times can you say no? And yeah, just leave me alone. I do like how she said, I don't have to avoid her, not to date her. I said, okay. And then I kept avoiding her. I liked how he like low key kept that. He's like, hey, yeah, that's great. I understand. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going back to my workout.
Yeah.
And then just continue to avoid her.
Yeah. And he was very straight up with her.
That's my game plan.
Yeah.
Like avoid.
He was straight up with her that he said, I was avoiding her. Like, I am avoiding you.
Yeah.
Like
sorry.
period.
I didn't want it to be awkward. So I kind of have been avoiding you. I don't, it's not really the relationship that I want.
Yeah. So there's an update.
Not the asshole in my boat.
Okay, good. I went in early this morning for a run and told the front desk staff about Andrea putting her foot on the weights. They said they would talk to her. Then, after work, I went in again for a regular workout.
Oh my God, this guy goes to the gym two times a day?
Gym bro.
I applaud anybody who's listening. If you go to the gym 2 times a day, fuck yeah, good on you. Go in for morning cardio, then you go in for afternoon weight sessions. Like, damn.
Yeah. I was working on my legs when she walked up to my machine. The first thing she did was apologize about the weights. I don't know if someone talked to her or if that was on her own initiative. I accepted her apology and apologized for saying that she was embarrassing herself. She said she forgave me, but if I wanted to really make it up to her, I could buy her a drink, and she would buy me one too, to make up for the weights. I said maybe we should buy our own drinks, meaning separately at different places and times, and she misunderstood me and asked when and where.
I mean, no, you said the wrong thing.
I disagree.
Maybe we should buy our own drinks is like, no, you should have been more clear. Like, how about no? You said a misleading thing.
Okay, whatever. I told her I meant that I didn't want to go out with her. She said this wouldn't be a date, but a reset for our friendship. I said I didn't want to be friends. She said I was being a douche and asked what my problem is. I said the weight incident made me uncomfortable and I would rather us just give each other space. She then asked me if my problem with her is because she's Hispanic. I was so taken aback. I didn't even know she was until she said that. I said no, that she just makes me uncomfortable. She wanted me to explain what about her made me uncomfortable, and I tried to do so, but she argued with every point I made. I got frustrated and told her just stay away from me. She said fine and that I have a lot of maturing to do. Then she walked away. I'm hoping that's the end of it.
How about this? You're somebody and you go to the gym. You go to the gym. You do your workout. You don't talk to anybody. And you go home. Sound like a solid game plan?
We wouldn't be here if we did that.
Fuck.
Did you forget how we met? Did you forget our origin story?
Let me rephrase this. You go to a public gym. That's like LA Fitness, Good Life Fitness, Planet Fitness. That's not.
Why? People can meet their soulmates there.
That's not.
Doesn't matter that it was a condo gym that we met in.
All right. Let's try this again. You start talking to somebody. Somebody says, hey, I don't want to be friends. You leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
You don't drill down on like, why don't you like me? No, you're wrong, but why don't you like me?
Because all I can think about if it was reverse roles, if this was a man
Mad
saying,
harassment.
why don't you want to be friends with me? I just want to be friends. And the woman saying, no, thank you. That would be, like, people would be taking this way more seriously. Which is not cool.
That's the...
Because this is exactly what is happening.
Right?
He is being harassed.
Flip the script. And this is a huge issue.
This is... Like... Yeah, I would say, like, if this was happening to me at a gym from a man, I wouldn't want to go there anymore. Like, this would make me want to switch gyms, which, like,
100%.
is not cool.
No.
Like, this is your local gym. Like,
you gotta report it.
Why are you harassing me to the extent that I want to leave?
Someone literally says, is OP a man? Now reverse the roles. If OP was stalking a woman, dear gym management, this woman asked me out and I refused. She has been following me around, making my life miserable when I come to the gym. Last time she stepped on the weights and I let it go because I was afraid. 1, put it in writing. 2, written trial. 3. If she escalates or tries to put you in a position of blame, there is evidence she is the problem. I don't know why men don't take threats from women seriously. Like, seriously, you all need to choose the bear. Is that like saying choose the bear over the woman? I'm confused.
I don't know. Because usually, like, people say, like, choose the bear over the man, but...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, overall vote was not the asshole. Top comment was, the minute her foot went onto those weights, it became really important to report this shit. I'm sorry you stumbled across a gym stalker. So did I a few years ago, and it chased me out of the gym entirely.
God damn.
See, that's bullshit.
Because
that's like...
I got FOMO. I never had a stalker.
I feel like the gym is like the easiest place to stalk because it's like, you know their routine. Like, you know that they will show up.
How do people got time for this stalking? Don't they have their own shit to do? Their own jobs to go to?
I mean, I kind of stalked you. I mean, we know this. After a couple times of us going to the gym at the same time, like, I did try to go at the same time to see you.
That's not stalking, though.
I know. I guess it's not. It's
Like,
definitely not.
I feel like, you know, we talk about, like, where's the line of, like, endearment of, like, trying to get your spouse's attention and, like, trying to get them to go out with you. Like, where's the line?
I
and
got
like
lucky
that.
because you were interested, but if you weren't interested, it would be creepy.
Yeah, like, if at one, like, if I never talked to you and I never said hi and never introduced myself and you just saw me and you were like, yummy.
Yummy.
And you kept going to the gym every single time to hopefully you can just watch me. That's like...
Yeah, that's different.
That's like some micro stalking.
Yeah.
That could actually just be full on... Well, no, that would be micro stalking if you just go to the gym same time hoping that you'll watch me work out. Actual stalking would be like if you tried to, like, follow me outside the gym, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways.
Like, if public gym and you're just like, you know, there's somebody at the gym that you just like watching. I mean...
Huh?
I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you went to the gym every single time just to watch me work out, what kind of level of stalking is that? Like, if you go to the gym, you're like, hey, you notice somebody in the gym and they're like, you're there at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday. So you go 3 o'clock on a Tuesday again and you see them and you're like running on the treadmill and they're just pumping weights at the bench and you're just like watching them. I feel like that's like micro stalking, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Don't lock eyes with them. Don't make eye contact with them.
Well, I feel like just the act of watching is weird.
Right.
Okay.
It is. It's like a little form of stalking.
Yeah.
But like, nothing. You're allowed to look where you want to look in the gym, and you're allowed to go to the gym at the time you want to go into.
You could say that for anything. Any stalkers anywhere. Like people who stalk people outside in public. Like,
well, yeah.
I'm allowed to go to this cafe. I'm allowed to go on your street across your house.
But when you start going to multiple different locations on following the same person, that's stalking. But if you just go to the gym at the same time, you're like, yo, I like to watch that person work out.
That's weird.
100%.
Okay.
But it's not like stalking. It's like micro stalking.
Whatever that is. You're making words up.
I did. I was like, I made that phrase up.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Where's
There's
the line?
an update on a new post. Summary. Okay. Andrea is banned from the gym. I was running on the treadmill and watching TV. She came up to me to talk to me, and I ignored her, staring at the TV. She raised her voice, and I continued to ignore her. She reached out and pulled the safety tab on the treadmill, the one you connect to your wrist so the treadmill stops if you fall, causing the treadmill to come to a sudden stop. I tripped and fell onto the controls and TV, scratching my chin on top of the screen. I went to the front desk with Andrea following me. I told them what she did. She kept trying to interrupt me and talk over me, but the woman at the front desk told her to be quiet and wait her turn. I told her Andrea pulled out the safety tab while I was running and injured me. The woman at the front desk then asked Andrea what happened. Andrea said I was staring into the distance, like I was in some kind of fugue state, and she thought I was having a medical episode, so she pulled the tab. The woman at the front desk asked her for her membership card. Andrea didn't want to give it to her, but the woman at the front desk said if she didn't, she would ban her. Andrea gave her the card, and the woman at the front desk said to leave, and she was suspended for a month. Andrea objected and got into an argument with the woman at the front desk that escalated into Andrea calling the woman an N-word and B-word. So she was banned permanently. I hesitate to call that a happy ending because a poor gym employee had to put up with racial harassment, But I won't deny, getting to watch her cut up Andrea's membership card felt good.
Andrea's a loose cannon now.
She's a hot mess, if you will.
She is a hot mess. The point where she told the person that he was like staring into the middle distance. I am just picturing running on the treadmill, sees her coming out of the corner of his eyes, tenses up a bit, and is like, "Oh fuck!" Just keeps running on the treadmill. Or I'm just like me. I'm just like I could picture myself like headphones in, blasting, person coming over, me just like looking at them, running. They're like just talking to me, and I'm just looking, watching, not listening, and then I just turn back and I just keep running, and they're still there. And look over at them again, and then I run. I look back. I feel like I would have such a hard time not looking. I would need to like look at the crazy person who's like yelling at me.
See, I would have a hard time looking. I feel like that's like the non-confrontationalist in me.
Yeah, I feel like looking would probably like rattle her up even more. Looking and not talking would like rile that person up.
You like to rile people up.
Love it.
Top comment on this one says, still not the asshole. Andrea proved herself to be crazy with a side of racist.
Nobody's asking who's an asshole here. He's just giving us an update on the crazy lady.
OP replied to and the irony is that she accused me of being racist for not wanting to date her.
Oh, that's funny.
Wild. Andrea is a crazy woman. A hot mess on the express train.
Andrea, what are you doing? This is not a way to get a date.
All right, there's one final update. Last night, I went to a bar near my apartment to meet up with some friends. The three of us were drinking and having a good time when Andrea walked up. I never saw her enter the bar. I only noticed her when she was in front of us. She greeted me and said it was good to see me and leaned in to try to kiss me. I pushed her away from me and she fell, but one of my friends caught her. She started yelling and asking what the fuck is wrong with me. What the fuck is wrong with you? I told her to stay away from me and not come any closer. She asked if I was embarrassed of her and didn't want my friends to see her. I think she actually needs to be checked into a mental hospital. I feel like in her mind, they're like dating.
I mean, isn't that how it goes?
I said, this is the third time you've tried to assault me and I want you to stay away from me. At that point, the bouncer showed up to ask what was going on. Andrea said I pushed her. I tried to explain she tried to kiss me and is stalking me, but I was drunk and not doing a great job. My friends also tried to explain that I was innocent, but they were also drunk. Security kicked me out of the bar. My friends walked me home. I am definitely going to try to get a restraining order. This has gone way too far. I'm pissed off.
How did she find the bar he was in?
She's a crazy person.
At this point, you would have to think that she's waiting. She's waiting in her car outside the gym. And she sees him come out and she follows him.
I hope he takes this seriously. Because this is serious now.
There's a comment 9 days ago. Andrea did end up showing up to my work. She was trespassed from the facility. She showed up in the parking lot yesterday. So she was arrested. I imagine she'll post bail this morning since trespassing isn't that serious of an offense, but it is good that this is all on record.
OMG. OMG. I'm afraid for this man.
Holy.
This is why, just like, don't talk to anybody. There are crazy people out there.
Bro, this would have been Teresa if I didn't freaking say, if I said I didn't want to be friends with her.
Friends?
Teresa almost went down this rabbit hole.
Could have been me. Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, it could have been any one of us. Just one decision away from being a stalker. One wrong decision.
Yeah.
One wrong thing. Right? Anybody could be anybody. Really easy for that to happen to somebody. Mm-hmm. Fall in that trap of becoming a stalker.
Becoming a stalker? No. I'm like, what? I thought you were saying being OP.
No.
Oh.
Being the stalker. You're just one bad decision away. You just follow them to one location too many.
Anybody with like, if you have mental health issues, I can see how this can lead there. But if you are like mentally stable, I don't see how you can fall down that rabbit hole of like making up in your head, like you want to go kiss him and saying, are you embarrassed to show me in front of your friends? Girl, you're fucking delusional. You need help.
Maybe she just got a lot of confidence.
Okay, you're pissing me off.
I'm just messing with you. All right, let's get back on track. Am I the asshole for serving my mother-in-law the dog's water? A couple of nights ago, my in-laws came over for dinner. I had glasses on the table with ice and was filling them with water from a pitcher. I set the pitcher down to go grab something off the stove, and my mother-in-law resumed filling the glasses. My 13-year-old stepdaughter walked in and stopped her, saying, "Don't use that. That's the dog's water." My mother-in-law was confused and said I had just been using it, and my stepdaughter replied with, "No, that's gross. That's for the dog." To clarify, the dog's food and water is across the kitchen from the sink. When I fill her bowl, I do use this pitcher. Then I leave it sitting on the nearest counter to the dish because the pitcher holds more water than the bowl. I can just walk by, top the bowl off. You get it.
Okay.
I told my mother-in-laws that, yes, I do pour water from this pitcher into the dog's dish, but the dog doesn't actually touch it or drink out of it directly, so I assumed that was that. However, later at night, when the water glasses need to be topped off, my husband reached for the same pitcher, and my mother-in-law told him not to use it. Apparently, she's offended that I filled dinner glasses with the dog's water. I definitely get it that if it were something the dog was touching or interacting with, but in my mind, there's no difference between that water and pitcher versus any other water and pitcher I pour from. Just to be sure, though, is there something here I'm missing? Do I owe my mother-in-law an apology, who now thinks that I'm trying to poison her with dog germs?
Am I missing something? Because I already see the overall vote here, and I'm confused. No, I don't think you're the asshole at all. I think that's actually very reasonable. Am I gross?
Top comment. You're the asshole. How dare you make your dog drink the same water your mother-in-law drinks? Don't disrespect your dog like that.
Is that a joke?
I think so.
Am I slow? Oh, okay. So that was a joke?
The other top comment says, not the asshole. By that logic, all tap water is the dog's water.
Right?
No contamination, no issue. But it was voted asshole.
Because of the top comment, I think.
I think the OP posted it on April Fool's. And I think the rating is an April Fool's one because someone says, edit to add. For everyone who's asking, no, it doesn't hurt my feelings that all of the top comments was a facetious, you're the asshole, and hence the judgment / flair on the whole post went that way. Bots don't have a sense of humor, apparently. But let's just all appreciate that this happened on April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay. That's funny. I love that she's like, why am I voted the asshole? She's not like that. Because
My law's a hot mess. Like, hey, how dare you?
that is actually so dumb because, yeah, like if you go, I'm just like picturing, like, I don't know, if you take like your dog's water bowl to like the fridge, like fill up, the automatic fill up thing, and then you fill up the pitcher. Is that the same thing to her? Because that makes no sense.
13-year-old daughter is like stepdaughter. 13-year-old stepdaughter is for some reason got in her head that that's gross, so she's got to warn other people.
Yeah.
And instead of the mother-in-law being like, "Sweetie, you're being ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with this," she doubles down. She's like,
doubles down.
"Don't feed me the dog's water."
That's really odd.
All right, I will fill your glass up from the tap. Back to you.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I'll break up with him if he doesn't start wiping his butt? I, 26 female, it's not a ThreadTalk episode if there's not a poop or
literally
feces story.
Oh, Jesus.
I, 26 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 27 male, for almost a year. We moved in together 3 months ago, and for the most part, things have been fine. He's funny, smart, and we have good chemistry, and we share similar goals for the future. That said, there's been a problem. A really gross, ridiculous problem. When I first moved in, I noticed that he never had toilet paper rolls in his bathroom. We have a 2-bathroom setup and tend to use separate ones most of the time. I figured maybe he used wipes or something else. But then I started noticing smells, like awful smells. Sometimes his laundry would stink in a very specific way. I thought maybe it was just bad hygiene in general, so I brought it up. He got really defensive and basically told me to drop it. Eventually, after too many suspiciously stained boxers and just a level of funk no grown man should be walking around with, I asked him point blank, "Do you wipe after you poop?" He shrugged and said, "Nah, wiping is kinda gay. Why would I touch my own ass?" I thought he was joking. I laughed. He didn't. Turns out he legitimately believes that wiping makes you gay and that real men just let it fall out and go about their day. I told him that's not only stupid, but also incredibly unhygienic, and honestly, it's making me feel physically sick to be near him sometimes. He said I was being judgmental and that I should accept him for who he is. I told him I draw the line at poop. I said if he didn't start wiping and taking basic hygiene seriously, I'd have to reconsider the relationship. He's now sulking and accusing me of being shallow, saying I'm prioritizing societal expectations over true love. He even texted me a link to a men's rights subreddit about how wiping is emasculating. Now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for threatening to break up with my boyfriend over something as small as wiping?
This is disgusting. That's gross. No, you're not overreacting. Oh, it has to be a poop one. Can't get away from a poop story. Wouldn't you get a rash and then be like, "Hey, that was painful. I want to wipe now."
It's gay.
That's dumb.
That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Honestly, I would break up just for that reason because you are homophobic.
Yeah, for sure. Like maybe once in a while you get one of those like really nice turds where like there's really not much to wipe. It's just really clean ones.
Nice.
But like
Stop talking about this.
but like most of the time there's a mess down there.
What the?
We need to wipe it away.
Not the noises, please. Not the noises.
We need to wipe it away. You know the ones that stain the back of the toilet? Like, you need to wipe that away. Ugh. Like, that would perma stain your underwear, I feel like.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to go with, like, baby wipes, but just a general wipe? Nah. No. I'm out.
So there's an update. Hey again, I wanted to give an update because, well, it happened. I broke up with him. And it was somehow even messier than I expected. No pun intended. I sat him down and told him I couldn't do this anymore. I explained everything calmly. That it wasn't just about wiping, but about respect. For me, for himself, and for any space we shared. That I was exhausted from living in constant secondhand filth. That I genuinely couldn't picture a future with someone who refused to do the most basic thing to stay clean. He stared at me in silence for a few seconds, then laughed. Like this weird fake laugh. Then he got super defensive and said, "Wow, so I guess you never actually cared about me. This is what ends us? Over wiping?" I told him it wasn't just that. It was the fact that I asked him repeatedly to do something extremely reasonable, and he chose not to. Over and over. He folded his arms and said, "I'm not changing who I am just to make you comfortable." I said, "I'm not asking you to change your personality. I'm asking for you to not smell like shit." That's when it got dramatic. He stood up, threw his keys on the couch and said, "You're just like everybody else, judgmental and shallow." Then he packed a duffel bag like he was storming out of a movie, grabbing random stuff like a pair of mismatched socks, 2 deodorants, the irony, and a frozen burrito from the freezer. Before he left, he looked at me and said, "You'll regret this. You'll never find another guy like me." And I just said, "That's kind of the point." He slammed the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. He texted me a few times since then, mostly passive-aggressive stuff like, "Hope your next guy wipes and lies to you about it," and "Real men don't fold for toilet paper." I haven't responded. Since he left, I've deep cleaned the apartment, burned a candle, and done 5 loads of laundry. I cannot tell you how amazing it feels to sit on a couch and not wonder if it's been in contact with poop. Anyways, thank you all for the push I needed. You were right. I don't need to fix someone who thinks basic hygiene is optional. I need someone who's already a damn adult.
Yes. 1,000%. Yeah, I just like, it's just so obvious. I just don't know what to say. I just don't know. I don't have it. Just wipe your ass, people.
Top comment, quote, I'm not asking you to change your personality. I'm asking you not to smell like shit. Okay, I laughed. And then someone else replied. That's kind of the point, was the best part for me.
Yeah. I laughed too.
Okay.
Okay.
Wipe your asses, people.
It's not that hard. Simple little life hack of the day. Success relationships.
If you take one thing.
If you take one thing away from this episode, life hack. Wipe your butt after you take a poo-poo.
Please and thank you.
You go number 2, you wipey. We need to make a rhyme out of it. Yeah, I got nothing.
You go number 2, you wipe your poo.
You wiping this reminds me of there's a clip. There's a fucking podcast clip where the dude talks about catching it with the toilet paper.
Catching it?
He's like, don't you guys, use the toilet paper to catch it?
Why?
So it doesn't splash?
What?
Yeah. I saw this clip. This guy. Everybody else was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I forget what podcast it was, but yeah, he talked about like you take the toilet paper and you fold it, you cover your hand, and then you catch it so that it doesn't splash in the toilet.
Oh my god.
And then you let it down.
I'm actually gonna barf.
You put it down to rest.
Why can't you just put toilet paper, like just put a bunch of toilet paper and like crinkle it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, because honestly, this is what I do when I have to go in like public washrooms and I don't want it to splash and make a noise.
Okay.
So other people know I'm pooping. Like I don't want that.
This is a big reveal to me right now. 7.5
so
years in.
So you put toilet paper.
All right, tell me about this life hack.
On the bottom, like in the toilet. Sorry, literally just in the toilet.
How much toilet paper?
I mean, seven
squares.
Squares, yeah.
Okay.
And then just lay it
in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it doesn't splash.
That's kind of smart.
Yeah.
When you're dropping the kids off to school in a public washroom.
Public, yeah. You don't want people to know.
I guess you only do this with the ones with the stalls, not like like single bathrooms.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like somebody
if I'm
beside
a single,
you.
Yeah.
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 That's actually an interesting life hack. What's your ratio for like toilets getting clogged because you put too much toilet paper in it?
You flush.
So like never.
I've never clogged a public toilet. No.
I'm just worried like if you put too much toilet paper there, maybe it clogs. But
if you're worried about that, wipe once, flush. Wipe again, flush.
Nice. Interesting.
Non-issue. All right. Also, I don't remember if I clarified this, but there was an alarming amount of people that when I was talking about the, what's it called? The wipes? What's it called?
Baby wipes?
The baby wipes.
To wipe your butt?
To wipe your butt.
After.
Yeah.
Also, another life hack, if you want a really clean booty, baby wipe your butt after you wipe it.
Why did so many people think that I didn't wipe first with toilet paper? I didn't appreciate that.
You did a bad job of explaining your process.
Well, I didn't think I had to. I just want to clarify that right now and include that in my digital footprint that I
let it be known
that I do in fact wipe with toilet paper first. Glad that's resolved.
I'm so glad we talk about this every fucking episode. No,
that's enough now.
There's gonna be like the fucking poop era of ThreadTalk podcast from like 60 to hopefully 85. There's just too many mentions of poop, but hopefully 86 and onwards, the poop they just drop off, or at least you can clean it up by like 90 or something.
Sorry.
Because today, I fucked up by enjoying anal too much.
What the hell?
What
is this, babe? What is this?
Both my girlfriend 18 and I, 18 male, are virgins. We were planning to sleep together a few days ago, but now it seems like we're never gonna fuck each other. My girlfriend was keen to have sex with me until the moment she asked me if I would stop masturbating once the two of us became sexually active. I said I might masturbate less, but chances are that I would still end up masturbating from time to time, especially when I was alone and unable to be intimate with her. My girlfriend looked at me like she was struggling to accept what I was saying and asked if I would at least stop using dildos because I would soon have her to satisfy me in the bedroom. She was referring to a dildo I've been using since the beginning of our relationship. I kid you not, it provides the most intense orgasms when I put it in my butt while masturbating.
What? Okay.
Do you think this is too far?
What is going on?
Do you think this is too far?
I just hope there's... Okay. Anyways, let's just see it through.
My girlfriend managed to tolerate my unusual approach to masturbating, but she was never a fan. A straight guy penetrating his ass with a fake dick made no sense to her. I understood how she was feeling and always assured her that the dildo was nothing more than a tool to get the most out of masturbating and not a threat to her or a reflection of my sexuality. I asked her if she was prepared to play with my butt during sex because that would encourage me to avoid using the dildo going forward. My girlfriend said butt stuff was not her thing and asked me if I was willing to eliminate the dildo because my attachment to it made her feel uncomfortable and somewhat unsure if she wanted to sleep with a guy who likes it up the ass. Without being too direct, she implied that I had to decide between no butt fucking or no fucking her.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my girlfriend if she was asking me to choose between A, losing my virginity, which would most likely be an awkward and unsatisfying experience for both of us as beginners, or B, not losing my virginity but still getting guaranteed intense orgasm thanks to my dildo. My girlfriend said I was being cheeky and stubborn, and I said she was being insecure and unreasonable. For the record, I was thoroughly stoned. This happened on Halloween night at a Halloween party. We were supposed to be having fun, hence the weed in my system, but we decided to unpack the wrong topic at the wrong time, and the end result was my girlfriend leaving the party without me, and me waking up the following morning with the realization that I convinced the only girl who actually considered sleeping with me that I preferred a dildo over having sex. It's been almost 2 weeks since Halloween, and my girlfriend has made it clear to me that she is not upset anymore, and she no longer cared about what I put inside my ass when I masturbate because I've apparently made her realize that the two of us might not be sexually compatible. As of now, it's unclear what the status of our relationship is.
Okay. I think, like... I think both are kind of valid. Like, I feel like... Okay. I'm struggling.
She's done.
I honestly think, like, it's okay to, like, have this kink. Like, I don't think there should be any kind of, like... I'm not one to kink shame. Like, I feel like if that's the way you like it, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, you like men.
Yeah.
I think that's what she's getting at. Like,
yeah.
So I think you are totally fine in doing this. I honestly do think that the girlfriend is being a bit unreasonable, but at the same time, it is what she is uncomfortable with. So, like, I can't really argue that either.
No, it's
like,
fair,
if she's
it's fair on both parts.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both so young. They're both 18. It's like, how did you... How do you know this is such a strong kink for you at such a young age?
The username, Penis in Paris.
Okay. So the top comment, it's dildo or dildo. Hope he replied and says it's anal or anal.
That's so good.
When the phase you do you is being taken literally.
Oh my god. No. Okay, but I do think, like, I just don't think you're compatible at all. Like, okay, you guys are saying you're not compatible sexually, but that is a big thing, I think, in relationships. Like, if you're going to choose to not have sex with each other for the rest of your time, like,
right?
You're not going to work out. You might as well just cut your losses.
I mean, would it be the same thing as him being like, hey, I want you to give me a blowjob, and she's like, hey, I don't like giving blowjobs. Not sexually compatible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think both of them are valid in what they are and aren't comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was this in the NSFW episode?
Yeah.
Okay. We had an NSFW theme.
I stacked up the NSFW
I just,
category, and Teresa was like, nah,
I
that's
just
not
think
a good
too
theme.
much. I think it's too much. Like,
And
we need to spread it out. Like,
imagine
stories
14,
like these.
14
No,
stories
I
like
can't.
this. So
I don't think people want to listen to that.
yeah, if you do, drop a comment down below. Maybe we can convince Teresa that that's an okay theme to do. So I just kind of like spread out my NSFWs, and there was one of them floating by. I think we should move on from
What's me?
anal subjects.
Yeah, I agree.
No more butt talk.
My husband passed away, and now his best friend is trying to control his services. I'll try to make this brief. My 28 female husband, 36 male, Jonah, passed away unexpectedly a month ago from a stroke. I don't want to get specific about that part. It's the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life, and I'm still not sure how I'm ever going to move on. We were married for 5 years, together for 7. The past 2 years we've been trying for a baby, but we're just getting to the point of considering IVF when he died. Jonah had a close friend in high school named Marjorie, 33 female. Marjorie also ended up going to the same university as he did, and they spent a lot of time together during those college years. Jonah said that he liked Marjorie's company, but never felt anything beyond friendship with her, which I totally believe. Jonah dated other women during that period, but told me that several times Marjorie hinted that she wanted him to ask her out. She also joked about wanting him to be her plan B in case she didn't meet someone and get married by 30. By the time I'd started dating Jonah, he had moved a couple hours away from his hometown and Marjorie's. Despite this, Marjorie immediately began finding excuses to come to our town and hang out, which usually involved her encouraging us to go drinking and then her passing out on the couch at Jonah's apartment. I didn't mind her for the most part, but she had a habit of saying things like, "You know you ruined our marriage pact, haha," and pointed out all the things that she knew about him, like what he took in his coffee, his favorite bands, etc. Over the course of our relationship, and especially after we got married, Jonah definitely put some distance into his relationship with Marjorie. He confided in me that he felt he had outgrown her. Jonah definitely put some distance into his relationship with Marjorie. He confided in me that he felt he had outgrown her and that they really had little in common anymore. He stopped responding to her invitations to hang out as often, though he would occasionally call to catch up out of guilt, especially when she would text him or leave messages saying she was so sad he was ignoring her and the like. But now he's gone. I had him cremated like he wanted. We haven't done the memorial service yet. It was too hard for me to even imagine the first couple of weeks, and I just wanted to give time for some out-of-state people to make travel plans. The memorial is this weekend. However, 2 weeks ago, I received an email from Marjorie, sent to around 60 people, including Jonah's family, saying that she was holding a memorial service for Jonah in the town where they grew up, the day before his memorial here. I was completely blown away, seeing as she hadn't mentioned anything to me or even attempted to call. Along with the details, the email said that she was planning the memorial in light of the fact that no other service had yet been held in his memory, and he deserved to be laid to rest with honor. For the record, she was invited to the memorial, which I've been planning, and she knew it was happening. I called her, of course, and told her that while I appreciated her willingness to help with Jonah's goodbye, I was already planning a service for him that would involve all of his family and friends. She immediately went on the defensive and said she had only started to plan a service when she realized I wasn't willing to do it in a timely manner. One day before.
Right?
I told her that the timing wasn't her choice to make, but that if she wanted to have a memorial of some kind, to please just add on the invitation that his official memorial was going to be held this weekend. She said fine. I sent a message to all of Jonah's invited family and friends to make sure they knew that the real service with both of our families was going to be here, and then just washed my hands of the whole thing. This week, I received a message on Facebook from Jonah's cousin, saying that Marjorie, who has apparently blocked me on Facebook, created an event for Jonah's official memorial service, her memorial, and invited everyone she possibly could. I've been getting blown up with emails asking which day the memorial is and where. I'm honestly furious. I don't have the emotional energy to deal with this. I ended up putting a post up on my wall, reiterating the date of his service here and asking people to please share it. Thankfully, I think the older members of the family don't use Facebook or email very often, so most of them haven't been confused. But a lot of people now think that Marjorie's service is a real one. I called Marjorie again, asking her to add an addendum to her event, saying that his actual memorial was going to be here. She told me that Jonah would have wanted it this way, and that if I couldn't appreciate her efforts, I wasn't invited to say goodbye to Jonah. I told her that was fine, seeing as I'd already said goodbye to Jonah when I held him as he died. She hung up. Apparently, she's now spreading information to her mutual friends with Jonah, saying that he was planning on leaving me because I wasn't able to conceive. She also said that we had approached her to carry a baby for us. All absolute lies. His cousin sent me a screenshot of a text where she said that Jonah always thought we would have the cutest baby together, and that angry widow doesn't understand how much he wants children. I'm at a loss as to what to do. I don't care what she says about me, but she's now tarnishing my husband's memory, especially saying that he wanted to divorce. Jonah would never have left me, and anyone that knows him at all knows that we were committed to each other above all else. I need to figure out how to tell this woman to fuck off without encouraging her to spread more lies. And I also want to just forget the whole thing and crawl in bed and never get up again. Help me, please.
Oh my god, it's so hard. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Crazy batshit Facebook lady is creating Facebook events.
I actually... How can you do this to someone who's going through so much hurt and pain right now? That is the most hurt she will ever feel in her life, probably. And she is just kicking her when she's down.
That, like, how do you deal with that? I don't understand. What advice do you give this person? I literally cannot even think of anything.
She tried all the things.
Right? Like, how many times are you going to say it? Like, at some point, you've got your message out. You just, like, I don't know. You got to, like, let it go, I guess.
You did the most you could. You tried, to rally everybody and reiterate that yours was the real one. Hers is the whatever one. And I think most people will recognize that the wife will be hosting the real one.
You would think so? Yeah, and if
I would hope.
And if you don't recognize that, then, like, there's nothing that can really be done. Like,
yeah. There's a comment that says, "I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine the pain you must be in right now. Marjorie sounds completely fucking insane and malicious. If I were in your shoes, I'd be tempted to go scorched earth on her ass. But that wouldn't be the most constructive approach here. So here's what I do instead. Send an email to all of your guests you've invited to attend the actual memorial service, stating, just to reiterate, the service will be held at blank location on blank. Don't mention Marjorie, her lies, or the second service. Contact the funeral home and see what can be done to pull the plug on Marjorie's service. Delete and block this woman on all forms of social media, email, your phone, everywhere. Unless and until somebody comes to you asking about Marjorie's lies, resist the urge to set the record straight. If you try to publicly address her claims on Facebook or elsewhere, it will almost certainly get back to her, and she'll be even more fueled by the attention and the knowledge that she's getting under your skin. Cut off her supply by ignoring her. If she crosses the line into character assassination against you, contact legal aid. Content yourself with the knowledge that if any of Jonah's and Marjorie's mutual friends have half a brain, they'll understand she's out of her fucking mind or at least being outrageously inappropriate. Do you have a picture of Marjorie? Get one and deputize someone at the real memorial service to guard the door and refuse her entry should she show up.
Those are all
That's
really
great advice.
I love it. Solid
we
advice.
Suck at our job.
We're just narrators.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
No, but those are all amazing points. I think the biggest takeaway here from this comment is that Marjorie loves the attention and it is fueling her.
Exactly.
I like what she said. They said cut off her supply and just like
cut the supply
pretend
off.
she doesn't exist.
Right? Don't let her know that she's getting to you.
I forgot that you existed.
Oh.
And I thought that it would kill me, but it didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Love that.
I love that too.
There's an update that comes 2 days later. I apologize for not updating sooner, but a lot happened in the last couple of days. Thank you to everyone who offered help and advice. For those that offered monetary assistance, Jonah and I were in a stable position financially. I'm going to be comfortable until I decide to go back to work. Your willingness to help was deeply appreciated. However, I'm truly bowled over by your kindness. I took the advice of the majority of the comments and called the chapel where Marjorie was planning her service. I spoke with the pastor, who immediately told me that he had been trying to get in touch with me regarding the service. Apparently, both Jonah and Marjorie had grown up in that church. I am not religious, and neither was Jonah as an adult. My voicemail had been flooded, so it's definitely plausible that I overlooked his call. He immediately expressed how sorry he was to hear of Jonah's loss, and said he had received my contact info from Jonah's great aunt, who still attends here. He said he was surprised when Marjorie asked to have a service for Jonah, but she had claimed that Jonah and I were separated, and I didn't want to be involved. He had been trying to follow up with me, but obviously that didn't happen. He was very apologetic and said that he could cancel the service or move forward in any way that felt right to me. He said that he knew the church members would appreciate the service since many of them remembered Jonah as a boy, but obviously Marjorie would no longer have a role. I agreed that the service could go forward. He called to speak with Marjorie after our conversation and informed her that she was no longer welcome to participate in the organization of the service after her behavior. He wouldn't tell me all that she said, but says she was distraught, and he recommended some mental health/spiritual services to her that he hopes she accepts. She apparently apologized for lying and asked to speak with me, but I declined. I feel bad if she's truly contrite, but I just have too much on my plate right now. We had 2 beautiful services for my husband. First, the one at his hometown church, and then the non-religious one that I planned. Everyone that came wanted to honor Jonah, and that's all that really matters. I was told a dozen stories about him that I'd never heard before, and I laughed so hard I cried, then cried some more. My cousin was on the lookout for Marjorie, and I honestly didn't think about her the whole weekend. She turned up for the first service, and the pastor ended up speaking with her, unbeknownst to me. My cousin said he was sympathetic but firm, and told her that her presence there would be inappropriate. Surprisingly, she left without fuss. I'm still not sure the situation is entirely resolved, but I got to lay my husband to rest in the way he deserved, and that's the most important thing to me right now. Thanks everyone for your support.
Damn. I mean, that's a nice turnaround. It's just, damn, that's hard.
Okay, there is an update that comes 4 months later. I'm not sure if anyone will remember this, but I thought I would update since it's been a few months. I haven't been checking my inbox, and I'm sort of amazed I remembered the password at all, but I appreciate all you who sent me encouraging messages. It means a great deal to me. It's been around 5 months since Jonah died, and honestly, it still feels like I'm waking up and living the same day over and over again. I'm in therapy, but the feeling of grief has not subsided whatsoever. Everything reminds me of Jonah, and I feel like half of me is gone. I'm considering moving out of the country, or at least to a different state, but I also feel like a piece of Jonah is here in the house where we lived. Even worse, Marjorie has still not disappeared. I deleted my social media a couple of months ago in an attempt to simplify my life, but my cousin, who also knows Marjorie, let me know that she has been recently posting photos of herself on Facebook with Jonah. Some were from several years ago, but she was saying things like, "I still miss my man every day," and "I can't wait until Jonah's baby arrives." She is apparently pregnant and claiming that the baby is my husband's. She has also photoshopped his face onto several photos, some on another shirtless male posing semi-suggestively with her. The photoshopping is pretty good, but it's obviously not my husband's body. People have been saying things like, "Congratulations, we know you'll be a great mother to Jonah's child." Nobody I knew, thankfully. It honestly made me feel sick, and I went and laid in bed pretty much all day. I hate that she is getting to me like this, but I can't stand the thought that she's claiming my husband was unfaithful to me and that people are believing it. One bright note is Marjorie's brother, who also knew Jonah. On one of her recent posts, he commented, "What the fuck, Marjorie? I spoke to Jonah like 2 weeks before he died, and he said he was trying for a baby with Angry Widow. You guys were just friends. This is fucked up, and you know it." The post was deleted a couple of hours later. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't have the energy to battle with this woman, but I'm infuriated and hurt by this blatant disrespect pack of lies that she's spreading. My cousins called her and asked that she remove the photos, but she apparently said that Angry widow can go to hell. She just doesn't want to accept that Jonah wanted a baby with me more and she couldn't give him one. I'm lost, guys. What can I do about this? It seems like all I can do is sit and watch this crazy woman try to convince Jonah's friends and family that he never loved me.
Just tell your cousin not to give you any more updates. Like, tell all of your family not to give you any more updates. Like, you deleted her off. Yeah, you deleted her off Facebook. It's obviously all lies. Let it all play out, but like, separate yourself from the drama. Be like, cousin, dude, I don't want to know. Next time you see some crazy post from her, literally, you take care of it and don't even tell me about it. I don't want to deal with this.
That would be the smart way to go. But I feel like that's also hard because, like, I would want to know.
It's easy.
Yeah, for you. I feel like most people would want to know. But for your own sake, it would be best for you to just, stay ignorant.
Yeah, don't let the crazy person drag you down with them.
So there's a mini update to that. It says, I just spoke with Marjorie's brother who called to tell me that Marjorie is not pregnant, but seems to truly believe that she is. He asked her how far along she is, and she said 5 months, but she is still completely flat. He isn't sure if she's lying or she actually believes that she's having a child with my husband. He asked her when they conceived, and she mentioned a date that he knew we had been on vacation. There's one final update that comes 2 weeks after the last update.
Hey, Marjorie needs some help. I kind of feel bad for Marjorie now.
A lot has happened since my last update. Hopefully this will be the end of the story. Marjorie's brother became very concerned after speaking to me and apparently questioned Marjorie extensively about her behavior. She continued to claim that she was pregnant with Jonah's baby and that they had a lengthy affair, but the details didn't add up. The brother knew Jonah pretty well and was generally aware of his work schedule, etc. She said they were meeting at a hotel at lunchtime 3 days a week, but he knew that Jonah came home for lunch with me every day, stuff like that. He went home late that night to sleep on it. After he went home, Marjorie came over to see me at 3 a.m. She started screaming at me to come outside, saying that I had ruined her relationship with Jonah and how happy they were before me, etc., etc. I called the police and her brother, who both arrived around the same time. She pushed the police officer who tried to ask her what was going on and was immediately arrested. I felt bad for her brother, but he just apologized to me repeatedly. Marjorie yelled expletives and tried to demand special treatment because the police were apparently hurting her baby by keeping her in the car. I gave a statement and they left. Not exactly sure what happened after, but her brother says she is now under psychiatric evaluation and is apparently struggling with a mental disorder that he wouldn't name. She has apparently not taken her meds in 2 years. I didn't ask for details, but it seems she is going to get some help. I'm not pressing any sort of charges. Her brother also linked me to his post on social media, where he made it very clear that Marjorie has been having some difficulties and absolutely none of what she said about Jonah is true. I'm glad this seems to be over, but I've decided I need a fresh start no matter what. I'm looking for a job out of state and I'll be doing my best to leave my life with Jonah behind. Thank you all for your help and encouragement.
That's tough. Poor OP. Oh my gosh.
It's a bit messy.
That's a hot mess right there.
Yeah.
That's a hot mess.
Yeah, I'm glad she is getting the help that she needs, though, Marjorie, because
she needs
actual
help. Yeah.
And I'm glad that OP can, like, finally put this behind her and at least not worry about other posts that Marjorie's going to make because, like, her brother kind of, like, clarified that.
Yeah.
But what a shitty time to go through that. Like, the worst time of your life, and you have to deal with this drama.
Literally.
Crazy.
All right, back to me. This one's coming from True Off My Chest. I just found out my daughter lied about my wife's affair, and I don't know what I should do. I, 43 male, was married to my wife, Laura, 31 female, for 6 years. I also had a kid from my previous marriage, Sarah, 15 female. It was really hard for me to date and get to know women after me and my daughter's mother divorced due to infidelity issues, regarding the fact that I had a kid and trust issues. So meeting Laura was really a blessing. We met at an aquarium where I was with my daughter and she was with her niece. That day I kept noticing her and how she was treating the kid, and it brought a smile to my face. The next time I met her was a year later, at the said niece's birthday. Turns out that Sarah and the niece was in the same class, and seeing her again was a pleasant surprise. It was like fate. I mustered up my courage to speak to her and finally talk to her. She was a great company, and she spoke really well, and it made me like her more. Since it's been 3 years to my divorce, I shot my shot with her and decided to take her out for coffee. The next thing I know, we've been married for 6 years. Laura has been an amazing wife and mother. She treated Sarah well, and since her mother was not in the picture, she quit her job and took the responsibility to take care of her full time. She even decided to wait to have kids until Sarah was a little older, hence she didn't want her to feel left out and was scared that Sarah wouldn't get enough attention. She taught Sarah multiple languages and shared her culture with her. Her relatives are amazing with her and treat Sarah no less than a bio daughter to Laura. She even had shared recipes and baked goods with my family, and everyone looks forward to holidays where Laura would host them. She and my mom had developed a great relationship. My friends and family tell me that I won the lottery with her, and it really feels like it. Even when Sarah's bio mom showed up after abandoning her own daughter for 9 years, she was the one who encouraged me to let Sarah connect with her and let her be in my daughter's life. She tried her best to help Sarah get to know her mother and even build a relationship with Anna, Sarah's mother. However, earlier last year, around May, I noticed that my daughter was distancing herself from Laura. This was weird as my daughter never had any fallout with the relationship with Laura as most teenagers do with their mom. Even Laura noticed and cried about it multiple times. So one night I decided to talk to my daughter and ask her what was going on. Sarah told me that she found out Laura was having an affair with someone and she's heard that Laura betrayed her and me. Hearing that felt like someone was crushing my heart, and the hurt on my daughter's face intensified it. I went straight to my room and woke Laura up. I yelled some hurtful things at her. I'm not proud of how I handled the situation, and I agree I could have done it better. However, the only thing I can think about was how hurt my daughter was. I kicked her out that night, and that was the last conversation we had without a lawyer present.
Oh.
Around November, our divorce was finalized, and I moved on with my life. I did do some things I regret to Laura, so I didn't want to make it hard for her, and I just wanted to be done with her, so there was no revenge or petty actions involved. I did let my family know the real reason, and they were disappointed to say the least. My daughter also doesn't have a relationship with Laura, and we cut contact with her family and threatened legal action if they tried to meet with us. I didn't want anything to do with her. During August, I decided to surprise my daughter with a trip to celebrate her 16th birthday. Since I was dealing with the divorce last year, I wasn't able to really celebrate with her, so I decided to pack her bag and take her straight to the airport from her sleepover with friends. I asked my younger sister to help me with packing Sarah's clothes. While she was packing, I saw a notebook on her nightstand with a Polaroid of her and Laura peeking. Curiosity got the best of me, and I opened it to find out it was her diary. This might have been wrong of me to go through my daughter's diary, but I went through it. I have not been well ever since. She wrote about how she lied about Laura having an affair and how she even made evidence to make me believe her if I questioned it. She wanted me and her mother to be together, be a family, and kick Laura out of the picture. However, after Laura left us and is no longer in her life, she's regretting it. Felt like my heart broke for a second time. I started crying, and I hadn't even cried when Laura and I divorced. My sister noticed me, and I asked her to leave and keep it a secret from everyone. She asked what happened, and I showed her the diary. She was shocked, but told me that she respects my decision and vowed to keep her mouth shut. I drank the night away and just have been in automotive mode like a robot, from work to home, and drank till I black out and returned to work with a raging hangover. My daughter has noticed it, but I told her it was just stressful time at work. But last Sunday, she blew up at me, saying that she noticed that I've been different since Laura left us, and told me if I wanted to stay with a cheating whore, I was more than welcome to abandon her.
What?
That did hurt like hell, but I just left my room and laid on my bed and cried the night away. It has been around 2 weeks since I found out about it, but I haven't said anything to my daughter. I want to bring my emotions under control before saying anything I regret. I don't want to repeat the mistakes of taking actions while I'm hurting. And quite frankly, now that I'm thinking with a sober mind, I'm not really sure how to confront my daughter. I need the closure, and I don't think I can act like nothing happened. I'm quite ashamed to say so, but I want my Laura back. So Reddit, thank you for taking your time to read, and I hope you can help me with this, and please be kind.
I'm shook. That child is diabolical.
That's messed up. Like it's like a friend or a family member or something, and they like lied about that. You know, you would say like cut them from your life. What are you doing? It's your own kid that did it,
And she's only 16.
and she's 16.
Oh my God. I have actually no words. I guess, like, where is this coming from? Why does a daughter feel this way? Why does she hate Laura so much that she doesn't want them together? That she made up this terrible lie? Also, like, how does she get, like, how do you come up with this at 16 years old?
Even when Sarah's bio mom showed up after abandoning her own daughter for 9 years, she was the one who encouraged me to let Sarah connect with her and let her be in my daughter's life.
So you think it's the bio mom?
100%. The bio mom comes back, then all of a sudden she hates Laura again. Like, I feel like that's a massive telltale sign.
Yeah.
Top comment. That's messed up. First thing to do is send Laura an apology letter. Clear things up with the family and inform them that the information you had was false. Second, I would check with your first ex-wife and see if it was her who put it up to it. You don't need to directly ask, but test the waters to see if she wanted to get back with you, and if that's the goal, then investigate further. Lastly, I would confront your daughter with the evidence, and do not let her spin things around and accuse you of checking her diary. She lost all privileges when she lied and caused your divorce. After that, how you wanted to deal with her would be all on you, as I don't have children and wouldn't be a great reference.
I don't think Laura will accept the apology, even if it's written in a letter. Like, I think
Right?
it's done, but you can try. Like, the least you could do is just try and you know, see how she reacts. But
There was a part where it says, she wrote about how she lied about Laura having an affair and how she even made evidence to make me believe her if I questioned her. He never questioned her.
you know, that's what I was thinking. Like, I
can't get over people who just take one person's word of mouth over cheating.
We
an
get
affair,
a lot of that.
And then it's just like, I blew up my whole life because someone said they were cheating. And where it's like,
Yeah.
well,
it seems to be a pattern.
Where's the details? Where'd you see her cheating? How'd you see her? Do you have evidence, pictures? Like, where? Like, I would reinforce, ask, and come back. And then I think the problem was the bio mom cheated on him.
Yeah.
So he had trauma from being cheated on before. So when it happened to him again, he kind of just snapped. Because he says, we divorced over infertility issues.
Infertility?
Nope, wrong word. Infidelity issues. Infidelity issues. We divorced over that. So this dude's been like, he's got a little bit of trauma left over, and I think he just took that out without asking questions. He just trusted his daughter that much. Which, I mean, maybe I can't blame him too much for trusting your kid like that. 15-year-old kid. I don't know.
100% no. Like you would question, like, how do you know this?
Right.
Where did you get this information? Like,
did
you see them out at a cafe or something? Like,
yeah, when? Where? Timestamps. Like, I don't know. Let's dive into this a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, why would you just, like, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Well, there's an update.
Oh.
A lot of you have been asking how the confrontation with Laura went. It wasn't as excessive as a lot of you were assuming. I woke her up and asked her why she cheated on me. She asked me what I was talking about. I just said that I don't want her in my house anymore and she needs to leave because I can no longer bear to look at her face. That she was the least person I would expect to betray me. She looked at me shocked and just started crying, and she didn't say anything else. She called her cousin to come get her, and she just left, and before she did, she said that she swears she never cheated on me and she would never even thought to. That was the last time we saw each other. I blocked her and never contacted her directly, and she didn't. Now that I think about it, I think the way I treated her hurt her too much. She grew up in a conservative family, so she never dated nor had any relationships, as she was expected to get arranged marriage. So I really was the first one after her arranged marriage broke up. It's not my place to say why it ended, but it wasn't her fault. And about the evidence. She just had some screenshots of chats that I never saw. I believe Sarah without a doubt because she was my daughter. I'm not telling this to defend myself or anything, but to give her perspective on why I acted the way I did. When I was with Anna, my younger sister actually told me that she knew Anna was cheating on me as she saw her and the affair partner during a night out. When I confronted Anna, she gaslighted me and I wrote an apology letter to her and the affair partner, who was a manager at my workplace, because that was the only way she would forgive me. However, she left me and Sarah when we were spending holidays with my parents, stole some valuables from my parents' house
Whoa.
and our apartment, and drained our savings account in which I had my inheritance and college fund to buy us a new home.
Oh.
She basically left me and Sarah broke and heartbroken. I always had my regrets about not believing my sister because she didn't have any evidence. So it seemed that my poor judgment cost me my wife. See? He had trauma.
That does explain it.
I forgot to mention the last post, but after the fight me and Sarah had, she's currently with her mother. As for the diary, she brought it over to her mother's house, but my sister had taken some pictures at the time, as I was not in a great headspace. And for the writing, I'm sure it's her handwriting, as she and Laura have quite the same handwriting. I also saw the question about whether my daughter went to therapy when Anna came back. She didn't, as Anna didn't want to send her to a shrink, and now that I think about it, it was stupid for me, but I just wanted to give Anna a chance to be a mother, I guess. Laura didn't push for it, as Anna threw quite a tantrum, but brought Sarah a diary so that she can write what she can't say to others. Also, my daughter has never done anything like this before, and the biggest lie she has ever said was about not cheating on an exam, but cried later and confessed to it. I really don't have any idea why Sarah would do it, and I'm not sure if Anna had a hand in it. I don't have a solid plan, but I think I'll start by sending Sarah to therapy after confronting her about the affair. I haven't yet decided what to do with Laura. It hurts to even think about her, and I keep remembering about how I vowed to be there for her, but I never was able to. In all caps. Also, I never abused Laura, but considering what she had done for me and Sarah, I don't think it was fair to her for me to raise my voice at her. Bro, you just she's sleeping, and you come in the middle of the night and you're like, get the fuck out? Where's the vow for better or for worse to work it out and shit? Cool, I get that you had the trauma of your last relationship, and that sucks. But you failed your marriage when you were just no questions asked, get the fuck out of my house. You failed as a husband. What happened to better or worse? You're supposed to work through this, figure this shit out. The next time I talked to her was through a lawyer.
Yeah, that was wild.
You're fucked, bud. You're fucked.
No way she's even gonna look at you again.
No, I'm worried because I think she might. So I feel
I don't think so.
I hope not. At the most, you send her a letter and you say, hey, I just want to apologize. Turns out my daughter lied. I just wanted you to have closure. I hope you have a better life without me.
Yeah. That would be the mature thing. Damn.
That's all the updates we got.
Crazy.
I would say, Biomom has to be 15-year-old kid. Not going to come up with that by herself.
Yeah.
Or maybe she could. But I love how he says she's never lied before. How the fuck would you know?
Yeah, literally.
If a kid is lying and they don't admit to it, how did you know that they never lied before? Nobody knows if somebody else never lied before. Mm-hmm. Because that's what a lie is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not getting amped up with me.
Sorry. I'm not matching your energy. I'm sorry.
No, you're not matching the energy. What's happening?
I'm ready to move on.
All right. Back to you.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling a girl she's not coming to the bachelorette because she can't afford it after she kept changing her mind and having other people speak for her?
You got all the wedding ones, eh?
Yeah. Weddings are messy.
Weddings are a hot
when
mess.
All the messiness comes out. I am the maid of honor planning an 18-girl bachelorette. In January, I started the group chat and put down $7,000 for the Airbnb. Everyone had until March to pay their $375 share. This week, I sent the rest of the budget, which was $250, due by August 1st. Then I got a text from a girl we'll call A. Quote, hey, it's A. I didn't realize we were going to have to send money on top of the $375 we sent. I just moved into my first apartment and I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $375 back, or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know. Thanks. I replied, I'll send you your money back. She said, okay, thanks. I refunded her, reran the numbers, and updated the group. The next day, I got a text from girl B saying she and A now want to come just for Saturday. A bit frustrating, but I said okay and adjusted the budget again. Later that night, another bridesmaid told me girl C had contacted her to ask me to give A an extension. I've never met A, B, or C, and I was confused, so I texted A. Hey, I'm honestly confused. You mentioned you couldn't pay and wanted your $375 back. Then B said you're both coming just for Saturday, and now D is asking C about an extension for you. I totally understand things can change, but each time they do, I have to redo all the numbers, which is a lot to manage. Can you let me know your final decision so I can plan accordingly? A replies, I didn't say I wanted my $375 back. I asked if you wanted to give that to me or if there was something we can do for me to still go, because I want to be there for bride. I didn't ask B to ask you for just me. She just did it, and so did D. They just want me to go. I will do what D and C are saying. Thanks. OP replied, you said, quote, I have no money to give at the moment or in the next couple of months. I definitely cannot afford it right now. Do you want to just give me the $300 back? That sounds like a beat around the bush way of asking for your money back to me. I don't care who asked who. All I care about is your final decision. You didn't ask me for an extension. You did not come to me with a plan, quote, hey, money is tight for me. Would I be able to send you half of my remaining balance on August 1st and the other half by August 15th? Not, quote, I definitely cannot afford it right now or in the next couple of months. I'm not a bank. I don't know you. I'm not in charge of your finances. A replied, quote, or is there something we can do for me to still go? Let me know. Thanks. Did you not read this? Not beating around the bush at all, but God, why are you being so rude? You could have given everyone a heads up that the price could change or have some kind of budget. I understand this is stressful for you, but you don't need to be rude to people, especially people you don't know. I'm good, actually. I just won't go. Hope it's easier for you, LOL. When bride asks why I'm not going anymore, I'll be sure to let her know. OP replied, you're not going because you can't afford it. Point period blank.
Damn, more it's a drama. I'd be like, yo, I'm sick of tired with this. But I would say, like, okay, if you were, where is this new 250 coming from? Why wasn't everybody aware of that at the beginning?
Yeah, that is the one part where I'm like, there's no clarity around that piece. So we don't know if she did mention that in the first place or not.
I gotta say that I think OP is kind of rude because she did say, or is there something we can do for me to go? And she just said, I'll send your money back. Hey, bye.
That's ridiculous. No. What? Or is there something that we can do? That is asking if she can go for free.
Or like
no.
I don't know.
That's asking if other people can cover for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's basically saying, like,
yeah, that's
ask
true.
the group chat if everybody can pitch in a couple extra bucks for me to come because I can't afford it.
So she's just like, here's your money back. I have no patience for this.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
I don't blame OP for that at all. The only thing is I would need clarity because...
Yeah, where did 250 come from?
Did you let everybody know beforehand? Because, I mean, she said that she put $7,000 down. Let's do the math quickly. Yuri. 7,000 divided by 18.
Yeah.
Is $380.
Okay, but that equals...
That's just the down payment, which is what she said.
The down payment for it. So I like, yeah, you can't... Everybody sucks here. I like the tag because a proper budget should have been laid out. Hey, we need the deposit money by this much, and the remaining balance is going to be due at this time. She sounds like she just sent a message saying, hey, everybody owes $375. And then later she's like, hey, now everybody owes $250. And like, girl's like, whoa. I thought the total was $375.
If that's the case, I would agree with everyone sucks here. But the other girl sucks more. The friend.
I think that's why I got everybody sucks here.
Yeah. Top comment says, everyone sucks here. Also, an 18-person bachelorette party sounds like hell on earth to me.
That's what I was thinking. 18 people?
That is my worst nightmare.
Stay away from me.
Literally.
Fuck that.
Literally. Another comment says, not the asshole. Your last reply cuts through all the bullshit. She was hinting and indirectly asking through her friends for you to somehow make it possible for her to come. She doesn't want to directly ask and commit to paying for herself at some point. She was hoping that you would offer something without her having to ask, and she would end up not having to repay anyone, with the cost absorbed by the group or you. I'm sure she doesn't care where the money actually comes from as long as it's not from her pocket. She ends by threatening to blame you if she can't come. Your reply neatly put an end to the whole game.
Exactly. Also, here's the receipts, bride.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure the bride would understand. Especially, yeah, this is maid of honor. Like, you're probably, bride is closest with maid of honor. She's going to take her word.
Exactly. For sure.
Yeah. No, I'm leaning more towards not the asshole. Because A is a huge asshole.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Back to me. Am I the asshole for not going to my sister's baby shower? I, 36 female, have 2 sisters. One who is pregnant, 31 female, that I hear from every couple of months. And the other sister, 33 female, hasn't spoken to me in over 3 years. They're both really close, and I know they share a very low opinion of me. I've tried to make amends with both of them, and I get no traction. I am a recovering addict along with bipolar, which went undiagnosed for a very long time. The pregnant sister hasn't opened a message I sent her 2 months ago asking how the pregnancy and her general health were going. Lo and behold, I received an event invitation on Facebook for her baby shower along with a registry of very expensive gifts she'd like. The guest list is full of people who aren't my biggest fans. I was going to go to continue to try to rebuild relationships, but when my dad asked me yesterday if I was going, I realized, no, I don't want to go. How long do I try to mend bridges? I know if I go, all of the interactions I have will live on a constant loop in my mind for the next 6 months, and I'll feel like even more of a piece of shit than I already do. Realistically, she's probably inviting me because my dad expects her to. It should also be noted that she didn't invite me to her gender reveal, which upset my dad. So, am I the asshole for not going to my sister's baby shower?
I don't think so. I mean, am I missing something? Like, did OP do something to them? Is there missing details here?
This is all the information we have.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if I missed something because I do that sometimes. But no, I don't think so because you don't talk to them. You tried. They don't talk to you. Let me say that. You've tried making amends with them, it sounds like. It sounds like you texted her 2 months ago, to which she has yet to reply, and then you receive an invite on Facebook.
Well, I think it depends. Do you want to still try to make amends or not? Oh, you try to make amends by just sending a text message? Like, if you're trying to still make amends, like, and you got invited, maybe you should show up. Doesn't mean you have to buy an expensive gift off the registry. Can't you just show up?
I think this party will be the deciding factor of that. Like, if you go, then that means, like, you are working towards it. But if you don't go, then, like, you have to stop trying to make amends.
That's what I mean. She's tried to make amends. So either you want to make amends or you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't want to make amends, don't go. But if you're like, I'm trying to make amends, but I don't want to go, that's the wrong decision.
Yeah.
You want to make amends, you got to go.
I would say that. But I don't think she's an asshole. I don't think she's like... I think she's valid to go and valid not to go.
I mean...
She also knows, like, she's saying, like, she wasn't invited to her gender reveal, which her dad was upset about. So it sounds like she's getting a pity invite. Like the bride, the pregnant...
Yeah, I mean, do you want to make amends or not?
She doesn't want her to be there. I don't know. I don't think that she's an asshole in this.
She says, how long do I try to mend bridges? Well... You either do or you don't, because if you're not going to go, then stop trying to mend bridges.
I feel like this is the way
to mend the bridge. Sounds like she wants to mend the bridges, and she had a fucking olive branch reach out to her, and now she doesn't want to grab it. It sounds like she was trying. It sounds to me, I'm envisioning like a castle with a moat around it, and the drawbridge is up. And the guy's on the other side, and he's throwing rocks at the castle, being like, hey, let me in. Drop the moat. I want to come inside the castle. And the guards are looking down at him for a while. Then finally the guard's like, all right, let's drop the drawbridge for him. And the crank, bridge comes down, slam. And then the guy's like, nah, I don't want to come in the castle.
You and your analogies.
That's
Not a Thread Talk episode without Denver's analogies.
That's her. She's like, nah, I don't want to cross the drawbridge. I don't want to come into the castle.
We don't know if that's it or if it's because it was a pity invite because of her dad. Like,
it was a pity invite for the guy dropping the drawbridge. He didn't want to do it at first. And after the OP threw enough rocks at the castle, he's like, all right, I'll let you in today.
I'm still going to stand by my not the asshole.
Top comment. Have you apologized for the chaos your untreated conditions and drug habits caused for them in their youth? Did you steal from the house? Did you say unforgivable things to them? I think you're really glossing over the fact that they had to grow up with an addict around as they started adulthood. You might not be able to make amends, but even if you can, it will be very slow and they will be cautious about trusting you. You cannot make this about you. You were a tornado regularly ripping the family's lives around, and then taking off leaving them with the pieces. You need to do a serious apology without any excuses. Having a reason doesn't remove what they went through. Show up, make a fast appearance, be normal to show them that you can be, then leave. You're the asshole for minimizing what a hot mess you were.
Wow, so fitting.
OP replies and says, I 100% did all of those things and much worse. I was definitely the asshole then, and I know it. But I don't know how I can apologize any more than I already have. I've taken ownership for all of that. I am now sober with a beautiful husband and constantly trying to improve myself and be the person he deserves. I'm specifically asking if I'm the asshole in this situation. At what point do you give up trying?
I honestly agree with that.
I don't.
I feel like there is only so much that you can do. And
okay, but like, I literally don't understand. You are trying to make amends and then you get invited and you're hurt because you just didn't get invited to the last thing. Even though you're a hot freaking mess, you admit that you're a hot freaking mess. You say you've taken ownership of it and stuff. Okay. The only thing that is making anything better is just time. Do what she says. Show up, make a fast appearance, show them that you're normal, show them that you're not a hot mess anymore, and then dip. And maybe you'll get an invite to Christmas.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I do feel like she also has the right to just like not go and also just not try anymore. Like, it sounds like she's okay to give up trying.
Then why is she coming on here asking for people's advice, whining about, oh, I'm trying to make amends and they don't want to accept it?
I mean, that's a good point.
Like, either you want it or you don't. If you didn't want it, you didn't care about it, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you're right.
But you clearly care.
Yeah.
So go.
Okay, fine. That has swayed me a little bit.
Thank you.
All right.
All done.
Good?
I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 85, The Hot Mess Express.
Choo
Our
choo.
apartment is a hot mess.
Yes, it is.
Teresa's a hot mess. Look at her. If you've been watching on YouTube, you've been watching her holding that mic the entire time.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my appearance. I was like, damn, cutting deep.
Nothing wrong with your appearance. You've literally worn that on other episodes that were not a hot mess. Mm-hmm. That's your little spring outfit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm dressed for winter. You're dressed for summer over here.
Yeah, because it's hot out.
But it's cold in here. It's freezing in here.
You leave the AC cranked.
Yeah,
How are we supposed to talk about the cruise when we're literally in the middle of moving?
I know. I don't really have anything to talk about. The cruise is great.
We can't not talk about the moving out. We can't save moving out for the next episode because the next episode's going to be moving in episode.
Okay, let's just briefly talk about the cruise and all of our stops.
Okay, cruise was amazing. We boarded in Barcelona.
Yep.
Okay, boarded in Barcelona. Cruise was great. I mean, I forget where we left off, but wedding, flew into Barcelona.
Yes.
Stayed one night in Barcelona. Got on the Scarlet Lady. She was a big ship. She was pretty. I liked her. The wristbands were great.
Our first cruise.
The entering in, we got lots of vlog clips. So subscribe to Denver and Teresa. Maybe in 7 months I'll be able to get that vlog done because I'm so busy lately. The entertainment was great. Staff was great.
The food,
Teresa,
unreal. Unreal.
You know,
so good.
You know what's interesting though? I do not miss the food at all. Like it was 12 days.
It was
I had
long.
so much of it that I was happy to get back to chicken and broccoli and asparagus.
I mean, yeah, we have only been back for like, what, 2
2
weeks?
weeks.
So, yeah, it was like a lot of eating. Like we got
We were on the ship for 2 weeks.
Sick amount of
Yeah.
food, like a sickening amount of food. It was like,
I think we tripled our calorie intake every single day. I don't know how I didn't
Guys.
gain more than 8 pounds.
I literally gained 9 pounds. I'm not even exaggerating. And we were only gone for 3 weeks. So,
But yeah, 2 weeks on the boat.
yeah.
12 days. Okay.
Anyways,
The ship leaves. Epic party. PJ party that night.
Mm-hmm.
We got to meet some people. Played around of chess. Guys, we played chess with this couple, and we did like a couples chess game. It was like Teresa makes a move, then I make a move, and then same thing, and we can't talk to our partners, so it made it equal. And one of them were good, and we were good, and I thought we had it. Her partner exposed their queen. I took their queen. I'm like, don't worry, Teresa, do what you want. We can't lose this. We got their queen. Yeah, we lost. And she said her rating was like 1,300.
yeah.
Mine's 900. She knows what her rating. She plays chess online. I just crushed. Okay, but moving on.
So unentertaining.
Ah, I love chess.
Anyways, we stopped in, first stop was in Cannes.
Yeah, we woke up in Cannes, right?
Caen, France. Yeah, which is like the French Riviera.
My favorite.
Yeah, Denver's favorite. It was my second favorite. I really loved it.
So clean.
Very clean, not super touristy. We obviously weren't there during the movie, what's it called?
Festival.
Movie festival.
That was the only stop where the ship was like anchored out in the bay, and they had to like transport us into the dock. All the other stops, they were like we just walked off the boat because they were at the port.
Yeah, Cannes was really nice. And then the second stop was Mallorca, Spain.
Yep.
Which was my favorite place. I really loved it.
We did the on-off bus there.
Yes, we did.
We saw a really old cathedral. Mm-hmm. Didn't go inside.
It was the most beautiful place to me. And I think, well, we only did Palma, but I think the whole island is supposed to be really, really amazing. So I would definitely go back there for like a longer vacation to just see more of the island.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that was really nice. I could go back to Cannes.
I could do Cannes again as well.
Yeah.
Third stop, Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
Ibiza was epic.
We did what's it called? Beach
Club.
club.
First time in the ocean.
Yeah. We did.
That's where we
Blue
saw all the
Marlin.
kitties. All the cats are hanging out at the beach club. It's like the beach club. They're like a little sanctuary. Like all the cats that were there.
There was like 30 cats. They said
They had-
just lived there.
They had food bowls set up, so like they were giving them cat
scratching
food,
posts.
water, scratching posts.
Yeah.
Like they're all like behind the bar. The one cat was like sleeping on like the carved out
On the
totem
speaker.
pole, right beside the speaker,
Right beside the speaker.
beside the
It
DJ.
was so loud in there, and yeah.
We watched one cat like climb up a tree, and then he's like resting on the roof,
I've never
looking
seen
down
a
at
cat
us.
climb a tree. It was so incredible.
It was so nice. It's like it. I think they took all the cats to like the vet to like get like
Yeah.
they stayed healthy and stuff, and they kind of like it was like you did a lot of research. We didn't go there for the cats.
No, I didn't see anything about cats.
Yeah, it was just like a little hidden gem
Yeah.
thing that the owner's like, hey, I like cats. We're gonna take care of the cats in the area.
Yeah.
And that's how they all ended up there.
Yeah. So it was the Blue Marlin Beach Club. It was super expensive, but I think everything in Ibiza is super expensive.
So I heard people who went to the nightclubs. We did not go to a nightclub.
They said that they spent $250 for 4 drinks,
That's ridiculous.
which is so incredibly crazy to me. Like I can't even wrap my head around that.
The guy also said it cost him €100 to get back to the ship for his taxi.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're not partiers. I don't drink.
So we did something even better. We went to the beach club all day, and then at like 8, 6, 7, we came back, showered, had dinner on the boat, free food.
Yep.
And then we went back out on the late bus at like 11. We went out at 11, walked along the main strip area, which is not the club. It's like bars.
Yeah.
It's like the bars and the little restaurants and the
Nightlife
tapas and everything.
in
Yeah.
the city, but not the clubs. The
Not the
clubs
clubs.
hold like 80,000 people or something, they were saying.
Yeah,
like,
they're away.
yeah.
And then we hiked up to the top of the castle, the top of the Ibiza castle, whatever. Teresa and I
At like
spent
literally midnight.
We're like getting a midnight view of everything.
It was beautiful, but it was
We were sweating so bad. It was hot, late, and steep,
Yeah.
but worth it.
Yeah.
It felt cool.
Yeah, Ibiza was really nice. And then when we were walking back to the bus, it was 1 a.m., people were leaving.
Oh, yeah.
They were coming the opposite direction. They were like, let's get this night started.
Yeah, time to get started. Because the shuttle bus would run till 7 in the morning. Every 15 minutes, it was coming in. So, and somebody said they got what? They got early access tickets to a club.
Yeah.
Early access
It was 1 a.m.
11 to 1 was your early access to the club.
They said the good DJs didn't come until 4 a.m. Like, that is just so crazy to me.
People are waking up for construction jobs at 4 a.m.
Literally. Anyways, yeah, Ibiza was nice. Oh yeah, we swam in the ocean. The waves were rough, but
They
it
weren't
was
too bad. They weren't rough. They were just floaty.
It was just
You
like
had to like jump up a couple times.
getting to the edge, because it wasn't like a beach where you can just walk in. It was like a dock and you had to walk downstairs, and the waves were crashing onto the dock. So you had to like swim a bit far out in order to like not have the waves take you out.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think it's because North America, we prioritize like maximum comfort at beaches. So all of our beaches are just like sand filled, it's very comfortable, easy access. There it was like the dock went out, but then when the stairs went into like boulders. But then as soon as you got like 3 feet ahead of those boulders, you got into the nice ocean sand. It's like they couldn't build the dock 3 feet longer, so you just walk down into that sand.
Yeah.
And right where the dock ended was where the waves were like, what's it called, capping or whatever, cresting.
Cresting.
But then as soon as you went like 5 feet ahead of that, it was kind of like smoother. But you had to like push through that first. And why didn't they make the dock just like 5 feet longer? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it was still beautiful. And then our fourth stop was Ajaccio. Ajaccio, I think that's how you pronounce it.
I think we had
Corsica, France.
I think there's a sailing day in between that. One of those
Yeah.
was a sailing day.
Yeah.
And there's so many activities on the boat
I
that just like
loved the
keep you
sailing
occupied.
days.
You got casino, like there's like the thing that's
So
called
much
the
entertainment.
yeah, the red room like entertainment. We
Yeah.
did like bingo, we did shows, drag shows.
Like, we didn't even relax.
No.
Because there was so much to do that, like, we wanted to see it all on the ship. And honestly, even though we were on it for 12 days, like, we just, like, felt like it wasn't enough to see everything and relax.
And the thing is they have like an app that like you could like add things to your schedule of like everything that's going on. So it was so much more accessible. Like when we went to a resort, I never was like jammed up with activities. I just lounged. But they don't let you because they're like, hey, we have like 7 different things going on at every
At the same
hour
time.
slot.
Or sometimes at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
on the same slide. Like you want trivia, you want like open mic, you want like comedy, you want
couple show.
so many things like
Yeah.
that were all going on at different times. So we were always filling up our calendar, and then we actually had a calendar.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we'll just relax, Teresa will tan, and I'll get to edit. I can get to work on the wedding vlog.
Didn't open that laptop once.
Didn't touch the laptop once. No, we're just busy the entire time.
Yeah.
Ajaccio?
And then, yeah, Ajaccio, which we did our first excursion with the cruise, which was a catamaran. It was okay. It was just like, honestly, super overpriced doing it with the cruise and kind of like a letdown. We were sailing, like we were boating for 1 hour there and 1 hour back. And then we just had 1 hour basically docked in the middle of the ocean.
And it wasn't even like we were so far away from the beach that the water was like 20 feet deep.
It was so deep.
And where they anchored us above seaweed. So it
Yeah.
wasn't even like the nice clear blue and you can look at the sand down at the bottom.
Yeah.
We were above the seaweed. I was really disappointed from it.
Yeah, it was okay. I got to swim. I was the only one in the freaking water.
I just kept thinking about it. The water was when the water's shallow, I'm looking at the sand. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Forget the ocean is dangerous. When the seaweed and the water is dark, I'm like, sharks. There's sharks.
Yeah. There was some speculation about sharks. Apparently
Someone made a joke about it, and then everybody said, shark, 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 shark,
Yeah.
shark, shark.
I don't know. I didn't get eaten, so
Thank God.
it was a bonus. Yeah. But Ajaccio itself was beautiful. We did do a little bit of a tour of the town.
We took a
city.
bus. We did like a
we
bus
did.
ride
Yeah.
along it, and we got like a little tour done.
Yeah.
For like an hour before our catamaran. So that it was
stunning.
really nice.
Yeah.
The beach.
The beaches
along
were
the rock
beautiful.
wall.
Yeah.
Like those looked like some really nice
Yeah.
beaches.
Yeah. And then
What's that? What was after that?
La Spezia,
La Spezia.
which was near.
It was a great time.
Wait, was it La Spezia? Was La Spezia? Yes, it was La Spezia, which was near like Cinque Terre.
This is Italy now.
Yes, yeah, in Italy. So we had 2 days there. The second day we booked an excursion with the cruise. So the first day was just like a free for all. We were just gonna explore the town. La Spezia itself was like not super entertaining. So I was like, researching like the day of like what can we do near La Spezia, whatever. And I found like Porto Venere, which there was like a ferry to go from La Spezia, and it was beautiful.
I think that was like my favorite little place.
It was so amazingly beautiful. Like
it's like this little hidden gem cove that looked like it was
Yeah.
out of a James Bond movie or something. It was so epic.
yeah. And there was there was a grotto.
Yeah.
A little grotto area where like people were swimming, like all these rocks, and it was just stunning blue water, amazing views. We took like the best pictures there. It was
I got so many good screensavers.
so amazing. And then the next day, I'm looking at actually that same night when we got back on the cruise, I'm like looking at our next day that we booked with the cruise, and I'm like, oh, like where are we going? Whatever. Porto Venere. Oh, no way. We're going there again. And we just paid a crazy amount of money to do the same thing again. And we're like, fuck. So we tried canceling it. We couldn't because it was less than 24 hours.
When we went to Italy last year, we did a day excursion to Lake Como. Mm-hmm. That day excursion, you showed up, everybody got on a coach bus, we got there, everybody got on a boat, and it was only for what you paid for.
Yeah.
With this cruise, we paid for this excursion, and we just got a tour guide who took us onto public transport. That's all we got. When we did the Lake Como one, yeah. When we did the Lake Como one, we got a private bus, we got a private boat, and we got the tour guide that walked us through everything. It was amazing. We paid.
It was a fraction of the cost.
Fraction of the cost. We paid way more for this, and we got a tour guide that took us onto the same ferry that we took to that first stop, and then we got back on the ferry to go watch the other stuff, and then we took the train ride back.
Yeah.
All the same, all public transport. Or there was a coach bus at the beginning, but
it was a 5-minute drive.
A 5-minute drive for that bus.
Moral of the story, probably don't fall for the cruise excursions because it is a huge waste of money. You're better off, if you want to do an excursion, better off doing on Get Your Guide or Viator. I don't know what it's called.
I would say there's 2 reasons why you would want to do a cruise ship excursion. One, if you want to meet people who are on your cruise ship, you're guaranteed that you're only going to be around people who are on your ship. So there's
No, that's not true. We were on the ferry with strangers.
No, but there was other people. Like we met George and Giselle. So there's other people there from your cruise ship, a part of the tour group. Some of them may get lost and left behind because that did happen.
That did happen.
And number 2 is if you are late from your excursion, say you're out on your excursion and the train is delayed or something for you getting back, cruise ship will wait for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so included in this, we did Porto Venere again, which was beautiful again. We didn't hate that we had to do it twice.
No, I loved it.
And then we did the Cinque Terre, which we saw the view of the 5 towns from the boat.
It was wild to see those.
It was stunning, like beautiful, so gorgeous. And then we stopped at the 5th biggest town, which I think was Montenegro. Mm-hmm. I think Monterosso, not Montenegro, Monterosso. And we had an afternoon there. It was so hot. Oh my God.
So sunny.
I thought I was literally going to pass away. Oh my God.
I remember we got some food and I was just roasting up. We're putting sunscreen on, roasting. We're like, okay, let's go for a swim. and we go down to the beach, and I am burning up. I'm dying. I'm going to pass away. And I get to the water, and as soon as my feet touch the cold water, just the feet, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. My top isn't even sweaty anymore.
My chest is cold. Even though I'm not in it.
We tried really hard. Like almost all the beaches was weird. They're paid beaches. So like all
yeah,
like the
in Europe, that's the thing.
Yeah, so all
Paid
the
beaches.
soft sand areas.
Where you have to pay for.
And we didn't want to pay because we got like 30
We were only
minutes.
there 2 hours.
So we end up in the middle, which is like, I guess the rock section. I guess all the paid beaches, they probably like pushed all of the rocks into this like little area. And we should have had like water shoes. And
Yeah.
But the weird thing about is like, I guess because of the ocean, when you're walking in, it's like you're walking, and then it just drops away.
Mm-hmm.
It just like drops off. So it was like, I gotta got my knees wet or you're going full in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was, yeah. La Spezia was like that destination.
Stunning.
Oh, it was really beautiful.
And then they said we got back to like where we're supposed to get on the train, and she's like, "Oh, we're taking an hour. You get an extra hour to tour around the town." Teresa and I were like, "An hour? We want to get out of the sun." We went and found a gelato shop.
Yeah. And then our last stop was in Civitavecchia.
Best stop on the trip. This is the port of Rome, but it's an hour and a half from Rome.
Yeah. It was really far from Rome, and honestly, I've done Rome twice. Denver and I have done it once together.
Yep.
And I just I didn't want to commit to traveling an hour and a half into Rome and then traveling an hour and a half back, and I didn't really, it was the end of the cruise, and I was like, I didn't love Rome. Like, I don't need to do it again. So we just stayed around Civitavecchia, which was a cute little quaint town.
Teresa didn't even want to get off the boat.
I
had
begged
to beg
him.
her. She's like, why can't we just relax on the boat?
I
And I was
loved the
just like,
cruise. I just wanted to be on the cruise.
I was like, how can we come to a port day and not at least get off? I'm like, can we just go and we'll just walk around the area? We had the worst on-off bus experience from the entire time.
This sounds like a lot of us complaining, but I promise you, we had the best time ever.
Yeah, there's always going to be little hiccups with your cruise.
We're only sharing the hiccups for some reason. I don't know why.
There's the other like on-off buses where usually like I love an on-off bus. They're amazing. But this one was like the stops were like 2 minutes apart. Mm-hmm. We paid like for so much. And we waited like an hour for the bus to start. We could have walked everywhere where we went, but we waited for the bus. They kept saying it's 5 minutes out. It's 5 minutes out.
Yeah,
and
they
the bus
lied
was
to
there.
us.
And then we waited on the bus for like 30 minutes. I don't know. But it was like overall, it was great. We walked all the way back to the cruise ship on that one. Mm-hmm. And then we had a little time in Barcelona at the end. Mm-hmm. Once again, rode the on-off bus for like 3 hours that day. I got on the red cable car finally.
Yep.
The last time we were in Spain, there was a red cable car, and I wanted to try that, and we didn't get to do it. And this time, I made sure we did it.
Yeah, we also we met up with people that we met on the boat on the cruise. A couple from Toronto who was also on their honeymoon.
A lot of honeymoon couples.
Yeah.
On the boat.
And then another couple who were from Miami, which, they also have a podcast.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I did say I wanted to.
Do you know how many times, like, we've gone and, like, met people, and they're like, oh, like, what do you do? And what do you do? And then Teresa's like, oh, like, I'm an accountant. And this one girl's like, oh, I'm a rocket scientist. I want to research dark matter. I was like, oh, my God. Not rocket scientist, but, like, engineer. And I'm just like, oh, I have a podcast. I edit our podcast. And then one guy was like, I have a podcast too. And I was like, no fucking way, bro. What's up?
So the guy's podcast, he has two. It's called G Perspective and Views from the Stands. They're like sports broadcast podcasts.
So if you like sports, go over there, drop a comment and say ThreadTalk podcast sent us over.
Yeah.
It was the first person that we could talk to and be like, how's your editing process? What's your uploading schedule? Like, just talk podcast talk. It was great. It's fun.
Yeah. And then we came home. But overall, I just loved the Virgin Cruise.
We put a deposit for the next one. We put a deposit.
We gotta book that.
But we still have to schedule what cruise we want to go on. They're like, if you put a deposit now, you get some perks when you schedule within the next 2 years. And
it could be like it can be out of Miami. It can be like a 4-night cruise or whatever. So
we'll probably take one out of Miami.
Yeah. But Yeah, I don't think I'm going to try another cruise line because
No,
it
Virgin.
was so good. And honestly, everybody else validated that. Everybody else was like, whoa, it's your first cruise and you're doing it with Virgin. You're not going to want to do anything else. Like, all the other ones suck.
Yeah, we've been on all the other ones. The food's not as good. There's kids on the other one.
Oh, the no kids was so nice. So, yeah, loved it. If you're debating between cruise lines, highly recommend Virgin.
We should get a commission.
Literally.
You need to sponsor us.
Should get sponsored.
Teresa like sent them a bunch of emails being like, yo, we have a podcast. Can we get anything? And
I sent them so many different emails.
Nothing.
About the podcast. And then also just like not even mentioning the podcast and just saying it's our honeymoon. Nothing. And then I also applied on like one of their like partnership whatever programs. Didn't get a response. Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, Virgin. But we still love you.
No, we do.
It was amazing. And like all the staff were so good.
They were. It looks like such a cool job if you are an extrovert.
Yeah. I like the actual cruise itself. I can't think of a single complaint. Like a single thing. Like I said, like going around to Vikia on the on-off bus. Okay, that wasn't the best experience and stuff like that. Whatever, I said it. And like some other, like the rock beaches were not my favorite, whatever. I cannot think of a single thing on the cruise ship where I was like, I didn't really like that part, or like, that was like a little bit of a disappointment. Like they had everything.
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, and the food, I can't stop about it. But the food was just like gourmet, like such like we had what's it called on the last day, beef Wellington.
That was not even from one of the restaurants. That was from like kind of like their version of the buffet.
It's not really a buffet. It's called the galley, but where they have like
multiple little different stations that are just like cooking up.
Yeah, like steak at every restaurant, like good steak at every restaurant, and so it was just, guys, it was so good. I miss it.
And I think I said this in the last episode, but our cabin was like a middle cabin with no window. It wasn't that bad. I could do it again. I'd be fine with it. So yeah, that was the end of the cruise. That was amazing. Then we got off the cruise. We hung out in Barcelona for one day. Got screwed over by a taxi charge. And then we
Tucker just keeps bringing up all the negatives. Why? Why can't we just exude happiness?
I don't know.
And positivity.
I don't know why I do that. And then we flew home, and flight was good. It was a little scary for me. Teresa had no idea, but like right before,
flight actually wasn't good. I don't know if you remember.
Why? Oh fuck! Yeah, that guy.
Are we gonna complain?
Now you're not. Now I was like, yo, flight was good. You just said don't complain about anything. I'm like, yo, flight was good, and you're like, wait a second, flight wasn't good.
Okay, maybe we don't need to get into it because this is already going too long.
We'll just say that the guy had the widest shoulders of everybody we had ever met.
He was just like legs wide open into my seat, and whatever.
I feel like when you're on an airline, there's like a little line in between halfway in the seats. You're like, I'm gonna try so hard not to cross this line. That dude didn't give a fuck.
He was in the window seat. I was in the middle. Just saying, he was.
I forced Teresa to switch with me.
Spilling into my space, which didn't like.
And I had finally convinced Teresa to switch with me, and then I pushed into him for the next 6 hours.
Yeah. Anyways.
And then we got home. And then
now we're moving.
We're moving. Like we got home on like what? Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We got home on Friday. No, Saturday. Friday. The next day, we go see your dad. We go to your parents' house for dinner. The next day, we go back. Father's Day and your dad's birthday. And then Monday, Tuesday, we work. Had to go back to work. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Pick it up.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Full 12-hour days of me working on the RV. Getting the RV prepped. Installing solar panels and other stuff for the RV. Getting the RV ready for full-time travel. And then that Saturday, we take our dads to golf. Eagle's Nest here for their birthdays. Because my dad's birthday and her dad's birthday worked out pretty good. And then Sunday...
You packed.
And then during the week, while I was working on the RV, Teresa was like packing up stuff that we wouldn't need. And then Monday, I'm working on the RV again. Tuesday, I work on the RV again. Wednesday, I stayed home and I edited for a bit. And then we went, and what did we do on Wednesday night?
We got our truck.
What's our truck's name?
Bethany.
Yeah, we picked up Bethany. She's a big girl, guys. She's huge. We're going from a little 3 Series BMW to have this truck. Okay, like when we had the RV before we left. We got the RV. It's cool. It's there. Been working on it. It's like half the puzzle, but like, I don't know. Getting the truck like really completed it. Now the RV moves.
It does.
Now it moves. The truck is nice. You like the truck?
I do.
It's
I
good.
do. It is scary to drive. I did take it on the road for a little bit.
Yeah,
It was scary.
I drive it back, and I'm like, Teresa, I'm like, you gotta take a little test drive. We got the truck. She's like, okay, I'll go in the fields here on the farm. And she goes, down the laneway on the dirt road. And she's like, I'm all right. I can do the road. But 30 seconds before, she's like, I'm like, you gonna go on the road? She's like, no, not tonight. I can't go on the road. I'm just gonna go in the field. And she goes in the field. She's like, yeah, I got this. I got the road. I could do this.
I did it.
She did
It was
it.
kind of scary though.
Yeah.
It's just so big and wide.
Dually.
Yeah.
Takes up the whole lane.
Yeah.
Then the car, you have like 2 feet on either side of you to like be in the lane.
Yeah.
The dually, you got 4 inches on either side of you to be in the lane.
Yep.
And then I went back the next day and I hooked up the trailer for the first time. I moved it around, practiced reverse parking it. It was good. So I'm comfortable. I've like driven it, set it up, broke it down. I'm a professional now. I'm ready to go. I went through all my learning curve without you. You get in, I'm gonna be smooth operator.
Yes, we're ready. We're moving out soon. And yeah, we're ready to unpack and get on the road and say goodbye to this apartment.
Yep.
So this is the last time you will see us in the studio.
Somebody is picking up these chairs in a half an hour.
Like 15 minutes.
After we get off this, we are packing boxes. Today is the packing day. Tomorrow is the moving day. It's insane.
Yep. So wish us luck on our move, and next time you see us, we will be in the RV.
And if you guys are just listening on Spotify, we'll sound the exact same.
Yeah. No change for you guys.
But yeah, we appreciate your support. And we do have a bonus episode coming out on Friday where we'll go a little bit more in depth on everything for more life updates and more stories. So if you guys like ThreadTalk podcast, you want to support us a little bit more, come join us on Patreon. Bonus episodes every single Friday.
Thank you all for your support. We love and appreciate you guys so much.
Bye.
Goodbye.
It was a bad role model. After I got in trouble.
Can you repeat that?
Sorry. My mother decided that she wanted to be quirky. And that Snow White was a bad role model. What the hell?
Again.
Was a facetious.
Facetious.
Was a facetious. What? Why are you laughing? I said it right.
Facetious. All right.
Most of the time. Oh my.
Girl, you're fucking delusional. You need help.